em campo. Ô Luiz, e quem é que a gente tem que ficar de olho neste jogo aqui? Tudo indica que o Marrocos pode chegar à final, mas ainda tem bola para rolar, né?
Exatamente, né? Ficar de olho em Shebak, né? Shebak foi a melhor jogadora e artilheira da última edição e é a atual artilheira do Marrocos e da seleção e da Copa Africana Feminina dessa edição, com 4 gols, 4 jogos e 4 gols, a camisa número 7 e capitã, tem sido aí a grande protagonista do torneio, então olho na camisa número 7 do Marrocos.
Olho na Shebak e a gente vai curtir a execução dos hinos, começando por Gana. Hino de Gana executado em Marrocos para este grande jogo. E é claro, a gente vai acompanhar agora o entusiasmo da torcida da casa, das jogadoras de Marrocos, com a execução do hino nacional do país sede.
When you buy the new Galaxy Z, you get double the memory for the same price. Take advantage now.
Por que não se deve usar botox em uma pele madura? Veja o que essa doutora fala.
Aplicar botox pode ajudar a pele a ficar mais levantadinha, e isso é algo que nós realmente associamos a um tom jovial.
Hino de Marrocos também executado, é a festa do futebol feminino no continente africano. E nós vamos acompanhar essa grande decisão um pouco mais cedo. A Nigéria desbancou as atuais campeãs, fez 2-1 na África do Sul e já está classificada a decisão que acontece no próximo dia 26, popularmente chamado de sábado aqui no Brasil. Escalações vão pintar na tela aí o time de Marrocos com Ermichi no gol. Seleção marroquina tem ali uma linha de 4 defensoras com Redouani, Rabah, Benzina e a Al-Elhaj. Shebak, craque do time, hein? Nakash ali pelo meio, Missoudin Rabet. Na frente a Giraidi e a Osraoui. Esta é a equipe do Jorge Vilda, o espanhol campeão do mundo, com a seleção da Espanha que saiu de lá, do jeito que muita gente sabe aí, após as denúncias, né, pelo assédio do presidente da Federação Espanhola às atletas. Aí o time de Marrocos é favorito, Luiz?
É favorito, né? Até porque é uma seleção que vem em ascensão, tem também o fator que está jogando em casa também, já enfrentou vários reveses, conseguiu reverter graças ao apoio dos seus torcedores, então tem um leve favoritismo aí contra a seleção de Gana.
A arbitragem central é do Burundi, é a Suave Ziratunga quem apita, auxiliada também por 2 camaronesas e outra ata do Burundi, o conjunto que tem aí as auxiliares em campo, a Karine Fomô e a Fides Bangurambona. Nós temos como quarta atra a Aline Etongo de Camarões. Já estamos vendo ali a capitã de Gana, a Boakia. A goleira de Gana também foi lá, né? Com lã para ouvir instruções da arbitragem. assim como a Hermichi, talvez já antevendo qualquer coisa que possa levar aos pênaltis, alguma coisa nesse sentido. Gana se classificou, eliminando a Argélia nos pênaltis 4-2. O craque do time ficou devendo na fase anterior, não jogou muito bem não contra a Mali, né? No VAR, a Letícia Viana vai comandar as ações. Você viu ali a cabine, a gente vai conhecer também a seleção ganesa, com Conlan no gol. A defesa tem Bonsu, Boaki e Douá. As ganesas no meio campo com Marfo, a Santewa, a Niamike, Kujoe, Princess e Eboá. E na frente, Boye e Boadua. Este é o time ganês comandado pelo Kim Bjorkgren. Técnico também chegando de fora do seu continente para comandar a seleção de Gana e já conquistando uma vaga em semifinal, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, a seleção de Gana que já participava de uma Copa Africana Feminina desde 2018, não participou da última edição, volta agora a participar de uma Copa Africana Feminina e logo de cara nessa reconstrução dessa geração, que a gente vai explicar bastante durante a transmissão, já chega a uma semifinal depois de muito tempo.
Toda a concentração das atletas marroquinas está ali a Benzina. Ela que, por conta de questões de religião, não mostra várias partes do corpo, né? Joga com a cabeça coberta, joga com uma calça por baixo do calção, o que é permitido pela FIFA, é a cultura da região, do país. E ela, portanto, pode exercer essa liberdade de crença ao atuar, mantendo ali, claro, todo o direito de jogar futebol. Nós vamos ao início do jogo, nesta terça-feira, para conhecermos a segunda classificada à final da Copa Feminina de Nações Africanas. Marrocos ou Gana, quem pega a Nigéria na final? A bola já está rolando, você curte com a gente aqui na tela do Band Esportes. Vem ali, ó, a Santewa, faz o passe por dentro, o Joe, vira a jogada. Yeboah, solta na ponta, Gana toma as ações, já toma a primeira posse de bola. Tem que voltar ali a Yeboah. E a Douá faz o passe até a Boaki. Capitão Boaki vem descendo, faz o passe aqui na ponta. Bola comprida, deixou, perdeu tempo ali ao chegar a Bonsu. Lateral, posse para Marrocos. Você que está se ligando agora com a gente aqui na tela do Band Esportes. Também no YouTube Esporte na Band. Ainda há pouco o mundo perdeu o Príncipe das Trevas, hein? Você que gosta de heavy metal, infelizmente vem da Inglaterra a notícia de que Ozzy Osbourne nos deixou. É uma homenagem a esse cantor, talvez o mais carismático, um dos pais do heavy metal, né? Lançamento lá na frente, a bola vai saindo, vai ser posse para a equipe marroquina. Recentemente se despediu num grande show lá, ele ligado ao Aston Villa da Inglaterra. Aos 76 anos, acabou partindo. Tá aí o Jorge Vilda, o técnico marroquino para essa disputa. E nós estamos vendo aí o Kim Bjorkgren. Tá elegante ali, hein? Com o seu conjunto social. A Santewa faz o toque. Sai o time de Marrocos, por enquanto Gana começa em cima, falta para a equipe marroquina. Quase 2 minutos de jogo, seleção de Gana está tentando tomar as ações, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, é uma seleção muito bem organizada, defensivamente também, sem a bola. É uma seleção que gosta muito de atacar pelo meio, roubar a bola pelo meio de campo também. Então vai ser um jogo bem truncado, um jogo de xadrez, aonde a seleção do Marrocos vai ter que explorar talvez os lados de campo, etc. Porque pelo meio de campo a seleção de Gana é uma seleção muito bem compactada, é pelo menos o que vem mostrando, né, até essas semifinais de Copa Africana Feminina.
Tá caída no gramado ali a atleta ganesa, sentindo bastante a Boaki, a capitã da equipe de Gana.
Nota de repúdio. O Sindicato dos Professores de Italiano do Brasil vem por meio desta repudiar a postura do senhor Silvano Formentin. Ele está oferecendo gratuitamente um curso de italiano com o mesmo conteúdo que nós ensinamos cobrando caro. Silvano promete ensinar italiano de forma prática e descomplicada, tudo de graça. Consideramos isso um absurdo. Ele acha que tem esse direito, por ser a maior escola de italiano online da América Latina e a única reconhecida pelo MEC. Ele criou esse curso online, onde ensina em 15 dias, o que outros cursos demoram 4 meses. Isso configura concorrência desleal. Portanto, vamos boicotar. Não clique em Saiba Mais para se inscrever no curso. Não participe disso. Vamos manter as coisas como sempre foram.
Eu sou o professor Silvano Formentin, já ajudei mais de 500 mil pessoas a aprenderem italiano com o meu método, com as minhas aulas nas redes sociais, principalmente no YouTube. E quero também te dar de presente esse curso todos os dias. Para participar, basta clicar aqui no link aqui embaixo ou no botão que vai aparecer aqui em algum lugar da tela e fazer a sua inscrição. Repito, é 100% gratuito, é um presente meu para você. E se você se inscrever agora, eu também vou te dar de presente todas as aulas, o material das aulas em PDF, em texto e também em áudio. Você vai aprender um conteúdo gigantesco de língua italiana, mas o principal que você vai aprender é como estudar de forma inteligente, eficiente, para aprender italiano rápido, de forma de verdade, como o cérebro gosta de aprender. Então clica no botão e eu te espero na primeira aula.
Novo óleo Seda Aminosilk, com tecnologia que penetra fio a fio, para cabelos absurdamente macios que deslizam como seda. Experimente!
E foi fogo amigo, né? Olha só. Chegada completamente imprudente da Bonsu. Sorte da Bonsu que foi fogo amigo. Senão provavelmente seria expulso ali, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, isso que eu ia até brincar com você, Napoleão, que se fosse adversário era falta para vermelho, né? E vale destacar também esse sistema defensivo de Gana, que é um sistema de 3-5-2, né? Organizado pela seleção ganesa também, enquanto a seleção do Marrocos joga com uma linha de 4 na defesa. Então são diferentes seleções que jogam de diferentes formas, né? Então a gente vai poder ver duas seleções que têm estratégias diferentes na hora de atacar e de defender, o que mostra também a diversidade tática, né, das seleções femininas também. O futebol feminino africano, que vem se desenvolvendo bastante dentro, obviamente, do continente africano, dentro dos torneios internacionais também, né? Para muitos, essa é a Copa Africana, a edição da Copa Africana feminina mais disputada da história, né? Então, quando a gente vê Gana, uma seleção que há um tempinho já não chegava a uma semifinal, a gente percebe também, né, o desenvolvimento de outras escolas que, em outros momentos, já foram muito tradicionais no futebol feminino, que é o caso de Gana também.
É que tem uma seleção forte no masculino. Aliás, quem acompanha o futebol africano, o Luiz já pode falar um pouco mais disso, pode ter dado falta de Costa do Marfim, né? Os campeões no naipe masculino, as campeãs não, as marfinesas não, as marfinenses, melhor dizendo, não chegaram a disputar essa competição nessa edição. Costa do Marfim não enviou sua seleção, não se classificou, né? A gente tá vendo ali a MC. Mais um lançamento aqui na ponta, vem o corte. A Santeuá. Rebote é de Marrocos. Rabete botou na frente, bola comprida, sai para trabalhar ali do outro lado a Conla. Costa do Marfim, portanto, no feminino não tem o mesmo impacto do masculino, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, né? E até falando sobre a seleção masculina, por exemplo, de Gana, a seleção de Gana não se classificou para a próxima Copa Africana, que acontece em dezembro, entre dezembro e janeiro desse ano. Ou seja, o grande orgulho do futebol de Gana são as mulheres ganesas, que inclusive nessa semana foram homenageadas no parlamento, tá? Devido à classificação aí histórica à semifinal, né? Lembrando que Gana não chegava a uma semifinal desde 2018, 2016, basicamente 9 anos, digamos assim, né? Então, assim, até o parlamento ganês essa semana homenageou aí as rainhas negras.
Tem pressa para fazer a reposição a Bonsu. O passe foi ruim na devolução, lateral para Marrocos. Já o time masculino de Marrocos deixou uma grande impressão na Copa do Mundo de 2022, chegando também às semifinais. E isso seguramente tem um impacto em um país que tem uma cultura de futebol muito difundida, né? Com grandes equipes também, como o Wydad Casablanca, o Raja Casablanca. marroquinos gostam muito de futebol, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, né? A seleção do o país Marrocos, né, que é um reinado, né, vem investindo bastante também em infraestrutura, em categorias de base também, vem reformando estádios. Então, assim, as mesmas instalações onde as categorias de base do Marrocos treinam, que é o Mohamed VI, né, um grande complexo que foi um investimento na década passada, é o mesmo complexo onde as mulheres também treinam, né? Então, tem muito investimento aí no futebol feminino do Marrocos, que já foi a sua primeira Copa do Mundo, né, alguns anos atrás.
Aqui Gana mantém o controle da bola. Santewa faz o passe lá atrás. Você tá vendo a Doá. Botou lá na ponta. Gana gira a bola, aperta. Boa roubada marroquina. Partindo ali na ponta, Missoudi. Marcada de perto, bem marcada. Chega para o corte aí, Yeboah. Lateral para Gana. O VCR tá aqui com a gente, torcendo para Gana e pergunta que faz esse jogo, é a semifinal, né? Quem passar pega a Nigéria na decisão. E Marrocos vem. Arranca por dentro o Shebak. Botou na ponta. Tem corte feito. Sai girando a Santewa. Gana se livra do perigo naquela que poderia ser a primeira boa chegada do time da casa. Bonsu tentou o passe. Teve desvio. Ela fica lá atrás. Você tá vendo aí a Benzina. Faz o toque. Inversão de jogada da Mihabet. Lá pelo outro lado. Missoudi. Shebak, artilheira da equipe, tem 4 gols nessa competição. Girando bola pelo lado, Redouani, Shebak, devolve na Redouani, Gana aperta, passe é bom por dentro, tentando escapar, Mihabet já botou na ponta. O lançamento é para Missoudi, Yeboah colou nela, Missoudi vem para o fundo, Yeboah botou a perna na frente, queria a falta, Missoudi levanta, briga, ganha de novo. Gira, protege. Marrocos tenta se aproximar. Levantamento, a bola desviou no meio do caminho. A sobra marroquina, remate de muito longe. Primeira finalização, direto para fora na tentativa da El Haj. Cartão de visitas do time da casa, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, né? E olho na Shebak, que hoje joga mais como a primeira mulher ali de meio campo no primeiro passe, ela que normalmente faz quase que um processo de camisa número 10, uma meio campista mais adiantada. Hoje, com algumas mudanças táticas, ela vai sendo uma jogadora um pouco mais recuada. Então ela vai ser essa jogadora do primeiro passe também na construção das jogadas ali do Marrocos.
Aqui vem o time de Gana, a abertura é boa. Princess. Mas o passe por dentro, tem corte, rebote vai ser Ganes. Bola aqui na ponta, acredita, Bonsu chega nela. Tentou o drible, desarme feito, lateral para a seleção ganesa. Tá vendo ali a Princess se posicionando. Lançamento é para ela, Princess. Corte de Benzina.
Minha amiga tá com herpes zoster.
Amor, sem previsão de volta, tá? Porque diz que a doença passa, mas a dor demora um tempão pra passar. Pode parar a vida.
Essa é uma doença prevenível por vacinação. Fale com o seu médico.
Gana tem a posse de novo, toma a iniciativa, tá aí a Doá. Recebe mais uma vez Doá. Buscou apoio com a Santewa. De novo lá com a Doá. Lançamento aqui no campo de ataque, no domínio na coxa, bem feito, tenta escapar. Boadoa, erra o passe, melhor para Marrocos. Bola dividida por dentro, insiste, vem Gana, tenta pôr pressão. Erro de passe, melhor para o time da casa. E aí a bola curta, Boyer conduziu, experimentou nas mãos da Hermichi. Finalização de Gana que tenta se impor na parte física, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, uma posição muito direta quando joga, né? Que finaliza, gosta de finalizar bastante. E olho na Boyer, né? Que faz parte do que a gente chama de diáspora, né? Jogadores que nasceram fora de Gana e que escolheram representar a seleção africana. Ela que é meio campista de origem, mas que depois do jogo contra a Tanzânia, onde fez um dos gols, inclusive lá na terceira rodada da fase de grupos, virou uma espécie de segundo atacante. Então ela vai mudando de função também durante essa Copa Africana Feminina.
Ganha a bola, se manda Marrocos tentando se impor em casa. Osraoui dividiu e perdeu. A Santewa dominando as ações no meio campo. Botou na frente, Benzina acelera, chega antes ali da Boadua. Bola recuada, sai jogando bem com o Hermichi. De novo a Benzina. Marrocos que vem de uma vitória sobre Mali por 3-1. Mali que enfrentou o Gana na primeira fase. Os times ficaram no empate em 1-1. E aí com a soma dos placares, como o Mali acabou perdendo de goleada para a África do Sul, a seleção ganesa se classificou à frente, né? No segundo lugar. Eram 3 chaves com 12 equipes. Copa Africana, que está em disputa desde 1991, quando a Nigéria ganhou o título. E de lá para cá são 11 conquistas nigerianas, 2 de Guiné Equatorial e 1 da África do Sul. A última. Nem Marrocos, nem Gana venceram ainda. São equipes que chegaram no máximo a um vice-campeonato. O futebol feminino crescendo em todo o planeta, não é diferente no continente africano. Chegou o corte por ali da Mrabet. Lateral mais uma vez para o time de Gana. Se apresenta ali a Bonsu. Tentando ali com a Santewa. Ela protege, espera, são 3 marcadoras. A Santewa tem que voltar bastante, né? Lá atrás. Doá, bola curtinha. Para se projetar, a Boaki fez o corte no giro. Boa proteção para sair para o jogo ali. O Mirabet se botou na frente, forçou. Missoudi acelera, antes dela chega a marcação. E é boa. Controla para Gana. Copa do Mundo Feminina vem aí, 2027 no Brasil. Você acredita que nós veremos essas 2 equipes? Ou alguma delas aqui no país, ô Luiz?
Muito possivelmente Marrocos, né, que vem sendo a seleção aí de maior ascensão no futebol feminino no continente africano, com muito investimento também, né, querendo ou não, contratou um técnico campeão mundial, né, com a Espanha, o Jorge Vilda, e o processo é esse, né, chegar à sua primeira Olimpíadas em Los Angeles, em 2028, se eu não me engano, né, as Olimpíadas, mas antes se classificar para a Copa do Mundo no Brasil. Lembrando, né, que a gente tem mais uma Copa Africana ainda, né, em 2026, que aí, assim, quem chegar às semifinais da próxima edição da Copa Africana serão as 4 seleções do continente africano aí classificadas, né? A próxima Copa do Mundo. Normalmente é a Copa Africana que classifica as seleções africanas para a Copa do Mundo.
Na última edição, nós tivemos a final entre a África do Sul e Marrocos. Boaki vai mandar essa bola pra frente. Olha a falha de marcação, escapa, vem Gana, o tiro de longe pro gol nas mãos de Hermichi. Falha de posicionamento, de marcação, arremate forte ali pela ponta com a Niamikete. E aí de novo, hein? Seleção marroquina parece estar sentindo o jogo, Luiz.
Exatamente, né? A seleção marroquina na fase de grupos, nas 2 primeiras rodadas, teve alguns apagões em começo de jogo contra a República Democrática do Congo, contra a Zâmbia também, e acabou sofrendo gols, né? E depois acabou empatando e virando o jogo. Mas tem uma questão que é a defesa dessa seleção do Marrocos, né? Que em muitos momentos, especialmente nos começos de jogo, os primeiros 20 minutos, costumam ter alguns apagões, e a seleção de Gana pode aproveitar esse fator aí negativo, digamos assim, do Marrocos nessa campanha da Copa Africana.
Rafael tá ligado com a gente, o Jean também, o Nicásio, o Thiago, muita gente ligada aqui no YouTube Esporte na Band. Deixe o seu like no vídeo, inscreva-se no nosso canal, sempre tem algum jogo, algum evento, alguma corrida, alguma coisa ao vivo e de graça para você curtir no YouTube Esporte na Band. Adianta, se manda a bola em velocidade, tentava ultrapassar o Osraoui, bem marcada, lateral Marrocos. Chegou ali a Santewa.
Neste Dia dos Pais, presenteie com o Boticário.
Surgiu uma conta inesperada? Pague seus boletos usando o limite do cartão. As contas ficam em dia sem que o dinheiro saia do seu saldo. Peça grátis seu cartão.
Tá vendo aí a El Haj para fazer essa reposição. Osraoui movimenta atrás, aperta a marcação. Rabet chama do Redouani. Missoudi conduz. Shebak domina, encara a marcação, tocou ali com a Redouani, recebe de novo. Shebak, marcada de perto. A arbitragem está parando, está dando falta de ataque, hein? Shebak está reclamando, puxou a camisa, sinaliza aí a árbitra Suaves Iratinga. Dá uma olhadinha. Essa aí pegou o piolinho ali, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, né? E como eu falei, esse meio-campo de Gana é um meio-campo muito combativo, né? Especialmente com a Kujoi e com a Santewa, com a camisa número 5. Essa vai ser muito importante, tá? Para fazer essas perseguições defensivas e tem um bom primeiro passe, bem interessante. Uma jogadora muito interessante, a Santewa, número 5 da seleção de Gana.
É, a dona do meio-campo aperta em todas as jogadas ali, hein? Escapa bem, Rabet recebe, olhou na ponta, era para Missoudi, forçou um pouquinho, chega antes a cobertura, corte da Doá. Volta com ela mesma, Doá. Torcida queria falta nessa dividida. Posse de bola maior para Marrocos, e aí a arbitragem dá uma dividida agora ali no meio campo, falta para a seleção marroquina, uma trombada. Preocupação com as atletas. Redouani já vai se levantando. Ainda assim fez cara feia, né? Tá vendo aí a Ieboá ganhando essa bola. Esse lance não foi apitada a falta. Na sequência, lá na frente, a trombada. Aí sim, a Niami Ket, junto com a Redouani. A arbitragem parou e aí deu falta para Marrocos. São 17 minutos. Por enquanto, placar fechado, vale vaga na decisão. A Nigéria já está lá mais uma vez, hein? Seleção nigeriana, dona do continente africano. São 11 títulos, só não ganhou em 3 edições. Missoudi fez o passe. Bola de calcanhar para Missoudi. Shebak, né? Cheia de recursos. Rabet botou na frente, a bola é boa. Osraoui acredita, chega, tenta o drible desarmada na hora certa. Apareceu o Bonsu para cortar. Lá atrás nós temos uma grande obra. Quero saber se o Luiz Fernando sabe o que é aquilo, hein? Olha o cruzamento feito, a bola fica na grande área. Apara o rebote, tenta sair ali a Boadoa. Conecta bem pela direita. Se manda o time de Gana, passe com Boado, a bola dividida, espirrou, vai ficando lá atrás. É um colosso que está sendo erguido ali atrás, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, né? Marrocos já está fazendo a construção e reforma de vários estádios para a Copa Africana masculina no final do ano e para a Copa do Mundo 2030, né? O Marrocos vai ser uma das sedes da Copa do Mundo 2030, então vários estádios já começaram a ser reformados e construídos, inclusive em Rabat, né? Que é a capital econômica do Marrocos também, vão ter vários estádios.
Que é onde acontece esse jogo aqui. Casablanca talvez seja uma cidade mais internacional, né? Turisticamente falando. Mas Rabat é a capital marroquina.
E Napoleão, Rabat, por exemplo, é onde tem o FAR Rabat, que é o time do exército marroquino, que é o principal time do futebol feminino do Marrocos e é a base de várias jogadoras aí da seleção feminina. Então, a capital do futebol feminino no Marrocos é Rabat, né? E a capital do futebol masculino é Casablanca, por exemplo, obviamente com o Raja Casablanca e o Wydad Casablanca.
Lateral ali para o time de Gana, movimentação feita pela Bonsu, novo corte, mais um lateral. Estamos chegando a 20 minutos, é o primeiro tempo, nada de gols. Nesta semifinal da Copa Feminina de Nações Africanas, a tela do Band Esportes. Tentava escapar na Cat, foi derrubada. Falta que Marrocos demora a fazer a cobrança, né? Benzina movimentou de lado. Rabat faz o passe. Missoudi recebeu, tentou escapar, estava bem marcada. Yeboah toma a frente. Missoudi ganhou, escapa pela esquerda, vem buscando a grande área. Missoudi faz o break, caiu. Segue o jogo. O Joe fez o toque mais à frente. No giro. Boyer. Essa é do ar. Toca de lado. A Santewa. Com bom sul. Gana se manda, lançamento à frente para ninguém, a goleira não foi. Benzina tem que se recuperar e tentar evitar o escanteio. Vai ser só lateral ali para a equipe de Gana, mas houve uma indecisão entre a MX e a zagueira Benzina.
Damaged hair. Meet Novelev Bond Repair from L'Oréal Paris. Our first deep repair that repairs broken hair bonds and reverses previously untreatable damage for the best hair of your life. New Bond Repair from L'Oréal Paris. You're worth it.
Você vai rever aí, ó. O lance com a Missoudi, ela mesma cai sozinha, né? Protege ali, sai pro jogo. O passe da Boadoa. Perdeu. Osraoui. Tenta escapar. Marcação dupla. Ela consegue. Levanta a galera. Faz o passe mais à frente. 1-2. Lançamento. Marrocos sai em bloco. São 4 contra 2. 3 agora. Acelera. Shebak com Missoudi. Shebak tá passando. Missoudi pro gol. Direto para fora. Desperdiça um ataque promissor o time de Marrocos, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, o primeiro contra-ataque, a primeira boa transição do Marrocos, que tem trabalhado melhor essa fase ofensiva junto com o Rory Vilda nessa Copa Africana das Nações. E vale destacar, Napoleão, a Missoudi, né? Ela ganha a titularidade da Tanu, que é uma das principais jogadoras dessa geração, camisa número 11, que hoje está no banco, assim como na rodada passada também, a Missoudi, que foi eleita a melhor jogadora do futebol marroquino pelo FAR Rabat e a melhor jogadora do continente africano jogando a Liga dos Campeões Africana Feminina. Então, é uma dessas promessas aí dessa geração do Marrocos.
Gana sai para o jogo. Falta. A seleção de Gana vai fazendo um jogo muito forte, muito firme contra as donas da casa. Muita reclamação ali também nessa volta da Mhabet. Falta em cima da Santewa. Com direito a um totozinho, uma paulistinha por ali, né? Olha só, tostão em algumas regiões do Brasil. Nessa tomada você tem a movimentação ao ataque de Gana. Vai vir levantamento na direção da grande área. Gana tentando chegar à abertura do placar. Lançamento feito. Chegou Benzina para cortar. Bico na bola. Tirou do jeito que deu para afastar um perigo. A Osraoui. Boa bola no domínio. Sraidi botou na ponta. Shebak olhou com o Sraidi bem posicionada. Boak faz o corte. Contra-ataque veloz para sair aqui na cara do gol. Princess. Vem a Princess. Desarmada. El Raj cortou. É lateral para a equipe de Gana. E você está vendo o lance da Shebak. Ela que demonstra muitos recursos técnicos. Tentava o drible lá no fundo para escapar com a bola. A Boyer, lateral para a Gana. Aí Bonsu. No fundo, recebe. Muito marcado o time ganês nesse momento. Boyer não consegue desenvolver. Por enquanto 0-0, bola na área, lance de perigo, tentava escapar. Boadoa Fica com ela, bate cruzada, travada na hora do chute. A bola sai em escanteio, apesar do esforço da Benzina. Escanteio para a Gana, que vai cercando a área das donas da casa. É a Copa de
Napoleão,
Nações.
vale destacar...
Diga lá, Luiz.
Perdão, Napoleão, vale destacar a Boadua, né? Que é essa jogadora que faz o pivô, está incomodando bastante ali, especialmente a Benzina. É bom ver esse enfrentamento aí durante o jogo.
Escanteio. E Niamiquete na bola. Confusão na área, vagas nas arquibancadas, vale vaga na decisão. Tá vendo aí a pressão do time de Gana. Niamiquete na bola. A árbitra agora está chamando ali duas jogadoras. Vai trocar uma ideia com a Osraoui. Pedindo menos confusão, né? Levantamento, bola na área. Benzina cortou, rebote é ganês. A Santewa. Vem levantamento, a bola é boa, toque pro gol! Gol de Gana! Niamiquete para abrir o placar. Festa e surpresa em Rabat, o Marrocos, porque o time de Gana coloca a equipe da casa atrás do marcador. Num levantamento que veio da intermediária, o cabeceio e quase a defesa valeu. Só que aí, Niamiquete apareceu para colocar na rede. De novo, toque de Bonsu. Uma defesaça de Ermichi. Ninguém tirou, Niamiquete estava por lá. E Gana está na frente de Marrocos, Luiz Fernando.
Faz quase 20 anos que Gana não chega a uma final da Copa Africana Feminina. E essa espera de 19 anos, que foi a última vez que as rainhas aí de Gana chegaram a uma final, pode estar se concretizando hoje. Ninguém pediu, digamos assim, para Gana chegar a essa semifinal. Ela chegou sem bater na porta de ninguém. Chegou com muita qualidade e agora vai vencendo a anfitriã do torneio, o Marrocos. 1-0 merecido. Uma estratégia muito bem elaborada da seleção ganesa e, por enquanto, vai chegando à final 19 anos depois.
1-0 para as ganesas que retomam a posse. Um gol para pôr fogo neste jogo. Marrocos entrou com certo favoritismo. Campanha invicta até aqui.
Novo Mage Meu Segredo. Mage e eu, juntos, é muito mais gostoso.
Novo Rexona All Body é para outras partes do corpo. Rexona não te abandona.
Joga em casa e está caindo diante de Gana. Caminhamos para os 30 neste primeiro tempo. A decisão será no próximo dia 26, sábado. Nigéria e quem passar aqui. Nigéria fez 2-1 na África do Sul, um pouco mais cedo. Levantamento para a área. Rabat tirou, rebote é de Gana. A Santewa perdeu o contra-ataque, Shebak costura, tenta a proteção, perdeu a Santewa, voltou. Já faz o passe ali na ponta, a bola recuada na fogueira, acelera ali a Raidi. Corte feito, a bola espirra, cai no meio, bom domínio, Rabat. Trabalha por dentro, Nakashi. Inverte a jogada, corte aqui da Bonsu. Bonsu que fez o cabeceio para a grande defesa da Ermichi. E aí no rebote, o gol de abertura Niamiquete. Mais Gana, Kudjoe. Errou o passe. Shebak. Chamando lá, Redouani. Shebak. Por dentro, bola boa. Rabat botou. A chance de Marrocos costurando, pode experimentar. A finta abriu, vem arremate cruzado, a bola espirrou, sobrou, Missudi não bateu pro gol. Chega pra tirar mais uma vez por ali a Niamiquete. Era uma chance que teve a Missudi para experimentar a bola direto ao gol, hein? Erro de passe, Boadua chegou, cruzou, não tem ninguém de amarelo por lá. Tem que sair de trás, El Haj. Demorou a me sudir ali, hein, ô Luiz?
Exatamente, né? Tá pecando bastante nessa última finalização, Marrocos, apesar de estar conseguindo fazer boas transições, bons contra-ataques, e mais uma vez, né? Nesse campeonato, pela terceira vez, Marrocos saindo atrás do placar. Contra a Zâmbia foi a mesma coisa, contra a República Democrática do Congo também, e agora nessa semifinal contra a Gana vai ter que ser testada novamente para tentar virar esse jogo e conseguir a classificação à final.
E aqui vem Princess, botou cruzamento por baixo, desvio para trás, ela vai embora! E a Boadua ficar reclamando porque queria um escanteio, hein? Queria um escanteio, a gente vai ver por ali. Esse é o lance do gol, né? O cruzamento, cabeceio da Bonsu. A defesa que acabou explodindo na trave e o rebote com o Niamikei para colocar lá dentro. Mas no lance seguinte que a gente viu, uma reclamação do ataque ganês porque poderia ter sido um escanteio. Tem muita gente ligada com a gente aqui na tela do Band Esportes. Gabriel Salaf do Conte Verde, aqui outro cara que gosta muito de seleção, de continente africano, tá ligado conosco, tá participando comigo, com o Luiz Fernando. Você pode deixar seu recado aqui também, como faz o Adriano, a Karen, o Antônio Matheus, o Everton. Muita gente conectada conosco nessa tarde por aqui, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, uma galera que está acompanhando o desenvolvimento do futebol feminino africano também, né? Marrocos, que foi a sua primeira Copa do Mundo na última edição e chegou às oitavas de final já. A Gana, que é uma seleção que está se reconstruindo também, utilizando de muitas jogadoras que participaram da última Copa do Mundo Sub-20, é uma geração jovem. Então, assim, a gente está vendo duas gerações aí muito promissoras do futebol feminino africano e o pessoal que está nos acompanhando vendo que a qualidade do jogo, a intensidade também das duas equipes está num nível, um patamar bem interessante para uma Copa Africana de Nações que vem evoluindo muito nos últimos anos.
Vem de novo Marrocos, Rabet. Inversa a bola até Redouani. Redouani olhou, era para Missoudi, errou o passe, deu sorte, voltou com ela. Redouani por dentro. Mais um erro de passe, hein? Na caixa desperdiçou. Contra-ataque de Gana. Boa abertura pela direita. Se manda o time ganês. Posição é de impedimento, aí teve que carregar e a falta. Falta para a Gana num lance que estava virtualmente perdido com a Niamikei, porque o posicionamento do ataque não foi bom, Luiz, mas aí faltou experiência para a defesa de Marrocos, hein?
Exatamente, né? E mais uma vez Gana apostando nos contra-ataques, né? Com encaixes bem inteligentes também. E a Niamikei, para mim, por enquanto, a grande jogadora desse primeiro tempo, nesses primeiros 32 minutos, ela que foi destaque da última campanha de Gana na Copa do Mundo Sub-20, né? Ela que já participa da seleção principal desde 2023, 2024 jogou o Mundial Sub-20, foi artilheira da seleção no Mundial Sub-20, é uma dessas grandes promessas aí da próxima geração, dessa geração que vem se formando em Gana, para mim fazendo uma grande partida contra o Marrocos.
32, primeiro tempo. Gana voltando ao ataque. A gente tá vendo aquele uso de lasers, né? Para incomodar as atletas adversárias. Volta para Gana. E de fundo aquele som da vuvuzela, que remete muito a 2010. Levantamento para a área. A bola fica por ali. Reclamação do time de Gana. Rico na bola, Shebak tira. Volta para tentar controlar mais uma vez os Raui, perdeu o controle. Durante um tempo a gente imaginou que o negócio de vuvuzela era mais para a África do Sul, mas pelo visto não, né, Luiz?
Exatamente, né? São diferentes formas de torcer do norte ao sul do continente africano, mas a vuvuzela foi um desses instrumentos que se popularizou muito, né? Depois daquela Copa do Mundo em 2010 também. E hoje a torcida do Marrocos intimidando bastante a seleção de Gana, que por enquanto não vai sentir a pressão, né? Vai vendo aí como um privilégio que jogar contra a anfitriã. Foi isso que o treinador de Gana falou bastante antes do jogo também, que não é uma pressão jogar contra o Marrocos, mas sim um privilégio estar nessa semifinal, e vai mostrando que não sente a pressão por enquanto nesses 33 minutos.
Saída bonita de Marrocos, Mohamed faz o passe, Missoudi tenta ganhar, disputa, perde, insiste, vem na marcação, tira bem a Santewa. Lançamento aqui para o campo de ataque. Benzina tentou, olha a bobeira, aperta a marcação, chegava ali para tomar mais uma vez Saboadua. Vem Gana, cruzamento, Boado, atenta o desvio, o chute direto para fora. Princess chegou batendo, não pegou bem, se lamenta. Mas tudo começou com um vacilo da Benzina. A bola estava no pé dela, não quis dar um bico, hein, Luiz? Quase Gana faz o segundo, olha aí.
Exatamente, e ela que não vem fazendo um bom primeiro tempo, né, Benzina, né? Vem sofrendo bastante ali com a Boadua, que é a jogadora ali que faz o bom pivô também, com as jogadas de lado, com a Boye, por exemplo, em Gana. Gana aproveitando muito, jogando pelos lados, né? Especialmente pelo lado direito de ataque, onde vem tendo bastante vantagem. E o Marrocos sofrendo muito defensivamente nesses primeiros 35 minutos aí, algo que a gente já tinha visto e avaliado na fase de grupos, algumas dificuldades defensivas do Marrocos, que hoje vai sendo penalizado novamente.
35. Por enquanto, Gana ganhando, indo à final contra a Nigéria. A bola demorou a sair, aí a Missudi tentou tirar, acabou batendo nela e saindo em lateral para a equipe de Gana. Ó, já vai mexer, hein? O Vilda não tá gostando do que tá vendo, vem aí Badri. Foi embora na caixa, que no jogo passado começou no banco. Diga lá, Luiz.
Clube Social. Partiu para não parar.
Agora vai ganhar mais uma oportunidade ali de colocar uma jogadora com mais método de criação, né? A Badri é essa jogadora aí que pode ser uma jogadora que pode auxiliar a Shebak ali nesse primeiro passe, nesse segundo passe, na construção do jogo, porque a seleção do Marrocos vem tendo uma dificuldade absurda de construir pelo meio, né? Então, assim, a Badri vai ajudar, quem sabe, aí nessa construção e auxiliar a Shebak no meio de campo ali, dando um refino técnico.
E nós estamos revendo a falta de Missudin e Amikei. Tem mais uma bola aérea. Gana tem chegado com perigo nos cruzamentos. Preocupação de Ermichi. Gana tentando ampliar o placar nesse momento, 36 minutos. Bola na marca do pênalti, o toque de cabeça, bola macia nas mãos da Ermichi. Pelo que a gente tá vendo até aqui, Luiz Fernando, 36, primeiro tempo, Gana 1-0. Placar justo, Luiz.
Um placar justíssimo e Gana poderia até estar vencendo por 2-0 no mínimo também. Um jogo estratégico, muito bem feito, zero nervosismo, digamos assim, de Gana. Parece que Gana já disputa, essa geração já disputa a Copa Africana há muito tempo, né? Lembrando que essa geração de Gana chegou com 20 jogadores que nunca haviam disputado uma Copa Africana e está jogando como uma seleção experiente, uma geração experiente contra uma ótima geração do Marrocos.
Mais um erro de passe, contra-ataque, acelera o time de Gana, adianta bem, Niamikei botou na frente, vai dar certo ainda, chegando Boado, bateu pro gol, ela vai embora. Pancada pra fora, mas Gana cria, chega, tem volume no jogo, buscando este segundo gol, mais uma oportunidade e mais uma falha da defesa marroquina, Luiz.
Exatamente, sofrendo muito nessas transições, né, de Gana também, e mais uma bela jogada da Princess, né, puxando o contra-ataque, procurando a Boadua, assim, um primeiro tempo quase perfeito de Gana, né, só não é perfeito, poderia estar fazendo mais gols, mas um jogo estratégico muito bem feito, Gana aproveitando os contra-ataques e as transições.
Isso fez o passe de lado, Shebak olhou de longe, direto para fora, e aí já é um lance típico de quem tem qualidade técnica e está se irritando com o jogo, né? Porque ela sabe que Marrocos pode oferecer mais, Luiz. Só que aí de longe experimentou, quase que buscando um caminho.
Exatamente, foi quase daí que ela marcou o gol do empate já no final, na estreia contra a Zâmbia também, né? Shebak é aquela jogadora, se você dá espaço, ela vai chutar. E ela que é ela é o grande rosto dessa geração de mulheres do Marrocos, né? Que chegou à sua primeira Copa do Mundo, chegou à final da última Copa Africana Feminina, por enquanto aí sendo considerada a grande craque do torneio.
Missoudi por dentro, Rabet. Shebak tem espaço, pode criar. O ataque marroquino desce. Shebak olhou, tocou na ponta. Vem o passe. Badri disputou, quase perdeu. Bem demais para tomar. E com meia lua ali saindo para o jogo a Santewa. Gana se manda, falta. Escapando a Princess. O que tá jogando a Santewa é uma grandeza, Luiz Fernando.
Exatamente, ela que já foi a MVP, né, a melhor jogadora nas quartas de final contra a Argélia, né, quando a Gana venceu nos pênaltis por 4-2, ela foi a melhor jogadora em campo e vai fazendo uma partidaça contra o Marrocos, parecendo, assim, uma jogadora muito mais experiente do que ela é, né, pra mim, junto também, ali com a Boado, a Princess, né, a Nyama Kay, são jogadoras aí que vem se destacando bastante, mas a camisa número 5 está sendo crucial no jogo defensivo e também na saída de bola das princesas de Gana.
Lateral Marrocos. Já vamos para 40. Isso de Shebak. Olhou, tem que tocar atrás. 1-2. Shebak de novo. Dividida forte. Bola espirra. Melhor para Gana. Lançamento. É para correr. Boadua. Antes dela vem a marcação. Bola já no ataque de Marrocos. Redouani. Padre pediu. Inversão de jogo. O corte não foi bom. Os Raui encarando a Bonsu. Ninguém aparece. Ela puxa a jogada por dentro. Tem que recomeçar. El Haj. Os Raui conduz. Eram 3. Aí forçou o passe. Mais um erro. Chance para Marrocos. El Haj na frente. A bola é boa. Para Shebak. Bem para girar com o Joe. Sai jogando por Gana com o Joe. Já se projeta. A Santewa. Lançamento com o corte por cima. Tenta dominar Rabá. Dela para El Haj. Lançamento da El Haj aqui na ponta. Bola vai embora. Lateral para a seleção ganesa.
Em cartaz, Oreo Selena Gomes mais prêmios incríveis. Compre os produtos e participe da promoção.
No próximo sábado, a decisão, por enquanto, entre Nigéria e Gana. Time ganês eliminando as donas da casa. Vacilo agora de Gana, vacilo da Bonsu, lateral para Marrocos. Tá vendo ali a El Haj? Movimenta no meio. É que cantou a jogada, né? E aí a falta em cima da Santewa. Falta cometida pela Osraoui. Puxão indiscutível em cima dessa jogadora que desde o primeiro minuto Luiz Fernando tem tomado conta do meio campo.
Exatamente, né? Ela faz tudo muito bem, né? Ela defende muito bem, ela é uma jogadora que consegue proteger bem a bola, tem uma boa orientação corporal também, uma jogadora assim de uma qualidade muito interessante para essa geração de Gana.
Marrocos escapa, Shebak adiantou demais a bola, dividiu, segue o jogo. O Joe limpou, Gana escapa. A bola era na Princess, corte de El Haj. Rebote é de Marrocos. Lançamento aqui por dentro. Mais uma vez aparece bem a defesa. Saindo a Santewa. Deram espaço, ela vai descendo. E aí o Missoudi teve que chegar para fazer a falta. E vai subir este que é o primeiro cartão amarelo do jogo. Um jogo controlado até aqui. A árbitra mostra o amarelinho pela primeira vez, Luiz.
Exatamente, vale destacar o que você confirmou agora, né? Um jogo que não tem tantas faltas assim, né? Um jogo dentro do continente africano, especialmente nessa semifinal, muito bem jogado, não tem muita paralisação, tá todo mundo querendo jogar, né? Tanto Marrocos quanto Gana, um jogo que, se a gente for falar quanto tempo o jogo ficou parado, foi muito pouco tempo, né? As duas seleções se propondo a praticar futebol mesmo, o que deixa também um espetáculo muito melhor, né? Para quem tá assistindo aqui com a gente.
E de novo o Gana vai insistir na bola aérea, ainda que de longe. Preste atenção na movimentação. Bola curta. Boakie. Fujoe mandou para a área. Rebote vai ser ganês. Passe com Bonsu. Bonsu dividiu, ainda manteve a posse. A Santewa. A bola se oferece na grande área. Vem Benzinar, faz o corte. Rebote de Gana, a jogada é boa. Na ponta, a chance, entrou, caiu. Lance ali mais uma vez com a Niamikei. A árbitra estava pertinho, mandou jogar, viu só tiro de meta. Ela que marcou o gol, você está vendo o lance aí. Apareceu soltinha de novo. Alguma coisa aí, Luiz?
Ela já foi caindo já na bola, né? E aí acabou, na minha visão, não foi nada também, né? Mas demonstra mais uma outra dificuldade do Marrocos, né? Defender pelo lado esquerdo. A maioria das jogadas que a gente viu depois do gol de Gana, as jogadas ofensivas de Gana foram pelo lado direito do ataque, né? E o Marrocos com muita dificuldade de defender pelo lado esquerdo da defesa.
Posse para Marrocos mais uma vez. Já vai subir a plaquinha. Vamos ver quanto de acréscimos teremos no jogo. Você acha que esse jogo merece quanto, hein, Luiz?
Eu daria no máximo 2 minutos de acréscimo. Foi um jogo que teve muita pouca paralisação. Acho que 1 ou 2 minutos é o máximo.
Osraoui levando o Marrocos à frente. Desvio final foi da atleta de Gana, da Santewa. E a arbitragem concordou com o nosso Luiz Fernando, hein? Mais 2 minutinhos. Lateral cobrado, El Haj. A bola saiu, né? Saiu com a El Haj. Apesar da Badri estar reclamando ali. Posse para a seleção de Gana. Nós estamos vendo a Nakash, que ficou no banco, né? Não deve ser muito legal essa sensação de entrar num jogo tão importante, sair muito antes do horário, meio acostumado a pelo menos achar que rendeu ou tentou render alguma coisa, né? El Haj recebe da Badri, faz o passe, Ozaui errou a Badri, deu sorte. Ozaui, Badri. Minuto final nesse primeiro tempo, Shebak no peito, inverteu, Missoudi. Faz bem a finta. Boa bola, Shebak na área, no fundo, caiu. A arbitragem tá dando escanteio. Estava próximo ao lance. Vai ter revisão, tem pressão ali da Redouani. A galera se incendeia em Rabat, no Marrocos. Vamos dar uma olhadinha por esse ângulo, vai dar para ver melhor. Shebak foi pro fundo, desvio. Não sei não. Luiz Fernando tá de olho no lance. Quero te ouvir, Luiz.
Olha, eu tenho uma dúvida se ela não dobra ali as pernas antes da goleira de Gana tocar. Essa é a minha dúvida.
Vai passar.
Eu não daria pênalti.
Não, né? Também achei que não. Tô com você. Escanteio. Shebak na bola. Marrocos tem aí uma última oportunidade de empatar no primeiro tempo. Você vê a filhinha das zagueiras. Shebak bateu na área, o desvio para trás. Mais uma chance. Bonsu cortou. Escanteio para Marrocos, o segundo consecutivo. 1-0 Gana. Cobrança curtinha, a árbitra encerra a primeira etapa. Fim de primeiro tempo. Jogadoras da seleção marroquina reclamam, né? Mas se ela mandasse para a área, talvez não encerrasse, né? Se bem que lá em 78, escanteio batido. Bom, tudo bem, essa história é outra história. Vamos a um rápido intervalo, já voltamos com mais Copa Feminina de Nações Africanas para você na tela do Band Esportes. Aqui o esporte está em casa.
Novo Omo Ciclo Rápido. O único que limpa e perfuma em 15 minutos.
Voltamos com a Copa Feminina de Nações Africanas, intervalo de jogo, Marrocos, o time da casa 0, Gana 1, está indo à final contra a Nigéria, hein? E nesta terça, os brasileiros Bahia e Vasco entram em campo. O Bahia enfrenta o América de Cali e espera quebrar um jejum na Colômbia. Já o Vasco, olha, o Vasco tem que reverter uma desvantagem gigante contra o Independente Del Valle.
Dizem que nada é impossível, mas a missão do Vasco hoje é, no mínimo, pra lá de complicado. Depois de sofrer 4-0 no jogo de ida, na altitude de Quito, no Equador, a equipe carioca precisa reverter o placar contra o Independente Del Valle em casa para se manter viva na Copa Sul-Americana.
Agora quem sabe o jogo do Brasil, a gente tem condições de fazer o placar lá também.
Acontece que o que já era difícil ficou ainda mais dramático com as baixas da equipe. Logo mais, quando entrar em campo, o Vasco terá pelo menos 5 desfalques. 3 em relação à escalação titular do primeiro jogo. Coutinho e Adson já ficaram de fora em Quito. O meia tem uma lesão na panturrilha e segue tratamento. Já o caso do atacante é mais complicado. Após quebrar a perna em um treinamento, Adson passou por cirurgia e não tem previsão de retorno aos gramados. Piton cumpre suspensão. A expulsão do lateral esquerdo na semana passada foi um dos fatores que desconfigurou a equipe na goleada sofrida. Ainda no setor defensivo, Lucas Freitas, gripado, também não será relacionado. E no ataque, GB teve uma lesão na coxa e vai ficar fora por 3 semanas. Apesar do empate contra o Grêmio no último final de semana, as 31 chances criadas pelo Vasco motivaram Fernando Diniz a acreditar na virada logo mais.
A gente produzir, como produziu hoje, a gente tem chance de reverter.
Na luta pelo G4, o empate em Fortaleza não serviu. Agora, no 6º lugar do Brasileirão, o Bahia já virou a chave para a partida desta terça contra o América de Cali pela Sul-Americana, onde o empate também não é um bom negócio. Depois do 0-0 na Fonte Nova, uma nova igualdade no placar levaria a decisão para os pênaltis. Mas na marca da Cal, o retrospecto recente do esquadrão é positivo. Nos últimos 5 anos foram 7 disputas com apenas 2 eliminações. Mas o torcedor prefere evitar esse drama.
A gente tem que ganhar logo no início, pelo menos no primeiro tempo, né? Aos 45, fazer logo um golzinho que é para eles ficar lá zoado e a gente ganhar o jogo, né?
Ansioso, aquela adrenalina, né? Mas o Bahia vai ganhar, confiante.
Para conseguir a vaga direta sem pênaltis, o tricolor precisa de um triunfo inédito na Colômbia. Até hoje, o Bahia disputou 2 partidas no país e perdeu as 2, ambas contra o Atlético Nacional.
E agora, estreando em Cali, o esquadrão vai ter que superar a força dos Diabos Vermelhos no Olímpico Pascoal Guerreiro, já que dentro de casa, o América só perdeu um dos últimos 23 jogos.
O jogo não acabou, continua. Mesmo fora de casa, nós temos que ir lá e enfrentar essa equipe e tentar a classificação fora de casa. Não vejo como nada impossível tentar conseguir fora de casa.
Para a partida, a esperança da torcida está no possível retorno de William José. Com o atacante, o Bahia vem de 5 triunfos seguidos. Nessa sequência, o camisa 12 ainda balançou a rede 3 vezes. Já sem ele, são 2 empates, com apenas 1 gol marcado pelo time.
Novo Natura Homem Evolútil, para o homem que nunca para de evoluir.
Clube Social. Partiu pra não parar.
Seleção sul-africana, atual campeã, empatou também de pênalti. Motlalo empata o jogo, tá aí a cobrança da camisa 10 sul-africana. Só que aí no finalzinho, nos acréscimos, a Biodon deu a vaga à Nigéria na decisão. Nigéria 2, África do Sul 1. Quem passar aqui vai pegar a Nigéria na final. Por enquanto, temos o placar de Gana 1-0, eliminando e frustrando essa grande presença, essa grande massa de torcedores que foi ao Estádio Olímpico de Rabat para torcer para a seleção marroquina. Marrocos 0, Gana 1, hein? Olho na tela aí que a gente está com o placar invertido, mas é Marrocos 0, Gana 1. O placar, o gol que saiu aí no primeiro tempo, gol da Niamikei, depois de uma grande defesa da Elmichi. A bola tocou a trave e voltou aos pés da atacante de Gana. Nós já estamos vendo os melhores momentos. Luiz Fernando vai nos comentar, vai dizer se esse placar é justo ou não, hein, Luiz?
O placar justíssimo no primeiro tempo, né? Uma seleção de Gana que foi dona das atitudes, né? Não esperou apenas o Marrocos construir o jogo, apenas contra-atacar num erro adversário. Foi uma equipe que propôs jogo, né? E aí a gente já começou a ver desde o começo essa facilidade que Gana teve de contra-atacar e de fazer transições, especialmente pelo lado direito de ataque, né? A gente vai ver boa parte das jogadas sendo pelo lado direito, inclusive o gol, um belo cruzamento. E aí a número 14 fazendo um gol com 25 minutos para 26. A Gana já vinha maturando muito bem o seu jogo perto de marcar esse gol. E aí aproveitou na bola aérea para fazer o gol, por enquanto, que vai dando a vitória. Um jogo, por enquanto, meu amigo Napoleão, primeiro tempo, de manual da seleção de Gana, jogando contra a anfitriã e toda uma torcida contra, né? Então, assim, não sentiu a pressão nesse primeiro tempo.
Vai se classificando com autoridade, né? Com autoridade até aqui a seleção de Gana para essa decisão, mas nós teremos ainda 45 minutos para o time da casa tentar algo diferente. Aliás, o Jorge Vilda já até mexeu no time, hein, Luiz?
Exatamente, né? Buscando ali, especialmente, ter uma vantagem mais no meio de campo, né? É uma equipe que às vezes fica muito sobrecarregada com a criação da Shebak, camisa número 7, né? Começou um pouco mais recuada, aí entrou a Badri, também não teve tanto efeito ainda, mas pode ser que nesse segundo tempo aí a gente veja o meio de campo do Marrocos um pouco mais criativo, controlando mais o jogo. Acho que falta um pouco mais de paciência para o Marrocos para construir e para finalizar melhor as jogadas, né? Mas a gente já viu, especialmente na fase grupos, sair atrás do placar no primeiro tempo e depois empatar e virar o jogo, né? Então vamos ver se essa mentalidade que vem dando certo no Marrocos até chegar a essa semifinal vai dar certo, mas vai ter que virar esse jogo. E lembrando, né, Napoleão, para quem tá chegando agora, empate é disputa de pênaltis.
Sem prorrogação, né? Diretamente aos pênaltis. A árbitra estava ali contando as jogadoras para saber se cada lado tem 11. Nós vamos ao segundo tempo. A saída de bola é da equipe de Gana neste segundo tempo. Gana que está ganhando o jogo por 1-0. Aparentemente ninguém mexeu na volta do intervalo. Tá aí o Vilda, esperando quem sabe o melhor desempenho do time da casa. A árbitra autoriza, a bola tá rolando. Começa o segundo tempo. É a semifinal da Copa Feminina de Nações Africanas para você na tela do Band Esportes. Marrocos 0, Gana 1. As anfitriãs estão se despedindo, se é que isso é possível, né? Só vão ficar vendo a competição de casa. Falta ali em cima da Badri. Por enquanto, a única novidade em um dos times até aqui desde o início do jogo. Ela que entrou no lugar da Nakashi. Saindo de trás, Rabat. Faz a abertura aqui pela esquerda. Redouani. Tem que recuar Missoudi, Redouani. Tenta a cavada. Bate pra frente com o Joé. Meia disputa, bico na bola. Ela vai cair no meio. Domínio da defesa ganesa que acabou lançando mais uma vez com Boak. E ela vai lá nos pés da goleira Elmichi. Sai jogando errado. Olha a chance no segundo gol. Bola pra fora. Niamikei, ela fez o primeiro, tinha uma chance de ouro, poderia até ter dominado o partido, não, quis bater de primeira, a bola subiu, alívio para a torcida marroquina, Luiz, olha aí.
Exatamente, ela foi um pouco ansiosa, né? Poderia ter controlado melhor a jogada ali, poder finalizar um pouco mais de perto, mas essa é uma característica de Gana que pode funcionar, né? A marcação alta, que não foi uma marcação que foi muito feita no primeiro tempo, mas se pressionar ali a saída de bola de Marrocos, pode ter ali um ganho bem significativo.
Marrocos tenta ficar com a bola, passe curtinho, Redouani falta em cima da Missoudi. Lança para trás. Rabá tenta sair para o time de Marrocos. Toca lá com Benzina. Benzina espera. Chama de novo Rabá. Bola aqui pela esquerda. Redouani. Sai por 1-2. Árbitra para e aponta falta a favor de Marrocos.
What the happened with Conor McGregor's Azealia Banks leak?
BKFC Champions Summit. When I tipped Dave's hat and then he got my face, I didn't realize PJ Dillashaw in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing? Who were you sparring? Vasyl Lomachenko back in the day?
Yeah, man, that was wild. He's just a step ahead, man. Like he really was. He knew what I was throwing before I even threw it. Rob's a problem, bro. I know he doesn't train like I do, but I do think genetically he's made up a little bit different. I do think there's some guys out there that can give him issues. I've trained with him now ever since 2015. I was like, man, who the fuck is this cat? He's good. He's like, oh, he's some guy that's got a few amateur fights. And it's like what? It's like this needs to be in the UFC. Like he's amazing. The reason why Chimaev won't win is because of his cardio. I said that before, right? And then I met him. So Chimaev's doing it right now, and I think he's gonna get the win because of it. I had to juice the right kind of things to get and take the right kind of supplements. Yeah, the green juice. The green juice.
Yeah. Boom. Overdogs podcast in the house. Mac Malley and Platty P in the B. So let's recap, man. We got one thing. First off the bat, DBX3 main event announced today. We will be at the hangar in Miami on August 29th for the first ever title fight in Dirty Boxing. Is the heavyweight title fight. Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Rob the Wolf Perez. Great matchup, great fight. I'm a fan of both. I really like Rob. He's really come, from, this is his first big time gig. I mean, he was doing it in Power Slap and stuff like that, but this is his first big fighting gig, and he's just shown Dirty Boxing so much love, and the guy that he is on camera when he's building up the fight, I mean, it's not a character, it's who he is. He says what he wants, but then he has so much respect. He's a real warrior, so I respect Rob Perez. We had him on Overdogs podcast, him and Jairzinho talking trash to each other. It was pretty wild, actually. So, they're ready to punch at each other, and I'm ready to see it.
Okay, so obviously Perez is our boy, Rozenstruik's our boy, but can he? This is one of those classic fights of this guy. How many fights does he have? It's 6 total, right? Rob has a very low amount of actual professional fights, right?
Right, he's 3-0 in Dirty Boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I'm gonna check real quick.
I think he's only got a couple in MMA.
Yeah.
Right, which is he's up against. But so that's the thing too. Jairzinho fought that heavyweight last time, and his opponent had 30 plus professional Muay Thai fights, but he only had 5 MMA fights. But the guy gave him, a really good battle. But that's the 30 plus pro Muay Thai fights. So, Rob's an animal though. Literally. He literally and figuratively, he is an animal. So, You know, he talks it every day, and he is working to believe everything he's saying. So, you know, I can't help but want to root for Rob. And you know what I say about Rob, you know, about whoever I root for, you know, is usually
The Drake curse, the Mike Perry curse.
yeah, low key. But Rob will be like, nah, I don't give
The platinum poltergeist is what we could call it.
Oh. Derek Lewis versus
No, bro. Okay. Oh, Taliesin, Teixeira. But you were right. Like, Bags had ultimately kind of the right picks, but bro, Wonderboy was robbed. And I had Wonderboy and Lewis, but Derek, bro, what the
Yeah, Derek's an animal too, man. He's a pretty wild guy. So, you know, I don't know how it was just so baffling with those lineups, like with the +2, +300. I'm looking at that with Derek Lewis. I'm like, what do they know?
I don't see what they saw, because we said the same thing. Like,
he's in great shape.
Yeah.
He comes out there and just dominates. And, you know, the ref kind of, you know, why did he stop it? Because he used defense to get up?
He would have face planted. Like, I hate saying that, like, oh yeah, it would have happened for sure, but he would have probably gone out. We've seen it enough times with Derek Lewis. Like, we don't want to see a Curtis Blades KO again. That one was bad. And then
yes, we do.
That's what we do.
That is exactly what we want to see.
Like, bro, I like to see that. I like to see it, but I get why he stopped it. Dude's literally having to, like, drag himself up like AOC screaming across the fake fence, dude. Like, that was crazy. But here's what I don't understand. At what point, dude, do you, like, tell a fighter when you're fighting Derek Lewis, like, if he plays possum and you think you hurt him, don't attack him? Like, ever. Like, when is it ever safe? Because he always plays possum, always acts off, and it unleashes. So it's like, what are your options there? You rush him, and you just have to keep pointing him out and hope you get the one-shot KO against him? I don't know how you deal with
it. Don't got to be a one-shot, but, like, it adds up. So, I mean...
So if you hurt him, you don't rush him at all?
A 250, 260-pound... beast, you know, the black beast, and he plays little games in there, and he was telling Helwani how it's the script, they want him to win first round knockout. I mean, he was just amping it up. So shout out to Derek Lewis, man, getting a big dub. Yo, I thought he was taller than that. Shout out Philly Fresh. I saw Philly out there in Nashville with Terrence and Mike Davis. They both got big wins on the card.
Mike
Shout
Davis
out Fusion
incredible.
XL.
Yeah,
he did great. And then they all took a picture with Derek Lewis, and Phil was taller than everybody.
Phil's tall, dude. Yeah, Derek.
Yeah, dude.
He's only like 6'2", 6'3".
I can't believe he makes 170.
Yeah, I can't either, actually. And speaking of making weight, did you see someone holding up some weights yesterday? Like, what the happened with Conor McGregor's Azealia Banks link, dude?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and get a drink of water, and you can talk to yourself about this one. Anyways, BKFC Champions Summit. I went down there for the press conference, the State of the Company press conference, and we had a good time, man. Had some fun at Hard Rock Holly. It really was a good time. Watching the fights, fighting Ben Askren in the VIP room, talking some trash with the fight. I mean, the fighters, they're so annoying, like a lot of them, you know. And some of them are just good people. Like, I have no ill will to be a person. I really don't. Like, when I go out, when I'm out, if I'm drinking or if I'm having fun or if I'm with friends or I'm trying to have a good time, you know, the only thing is people are trying to go viral.
Yeah.
Me too. Like, I like to go viral too, you know, and so I guess they opened the door for that, gave me a reason here and there, and a lot of them were just cucking each other over there. I like what Ben Rothwell said. He said, this table versus that table. Let's go. I'm like, yes, Big Ben, let's go. So a shout out to Big Ben, man. He's a true champion, true warrior over there. I wonder what's going to happen with him, for him. You know, is the main event winner Perdomo, I believe is his name.
From the fight on Saturday?
I heard something about the Juggernaut reaching out. I don't know if he's going to fight a heavyweight again, you know. When he was at the lower weight classes, you know, he was marking a lot of people. He went up to heavyweight, and he had some trouble against Mick Terrell. His arm popped out, dislocated, and then I don't know if we've seen him again since. You know, I know he's itching to get back in there. Bare knuckle, that's the thing about bare knuckle, kind of give you that, like, dang, I need to see again at the professional standpoint, fighting somebody in a bare knuckle street scuffle. But, you know, I have fun. Me and my wife had an amazing time together. It was just me and her. The kids were up here with Nana and Gigi, and so it was just a nice little trip with my wife, and that was like so awesome for me. We got to talk a little trash, try to get into some scuffles. I keep thinking about when I tipped Dave's hat and then he got my face, and I didn't realize the hand was coming, and I was like, I gotta try to get back to him. And then the 3 to 5 security guards, of most of them were of an older age, but they were bigger guys.
Yeah.
And they like grabbed, one had one arm, one had another arm, one had my waist, there was one on each leg, and then I just got lifted up out of there like Ben Rothwell took me in the VIP room. And I'm like, I keep thinking about, damn, I should have hand fought more. I should have and at one point, one of them fell down off the stage, and one of the ring girls got upset because she got bumped into by all of us.
I think I remember exactly that.
And like one of the guys grabbing me fell. And when he fell, instead of thinking like smash, pummel, turn, push, and get over there, I was like, I kind of like helped his ass back up, and I like helped him re-grab me. And then as soon as he got back up, I started trying to go back over there, and they had me, and I was just gone, getting taken, and I looked weak there, getting grabbed by these big people. I'm like, I need some techniques for fighting off security guards, man. I gotta like hand fight and just squiggle through. Next time you guys better watch out. I'm squiggling through. I'm getting past.
Next time you have the Russian people at like the stare off you did over
one-on-one though, I can do it. One time on Halloween, man, we were in the club, me and my wife, and the security guard gave me a couple of warnings, and then he just came up and started dragging me out, and I was like, let me grab my drink, and then he was like, nope, and he just started trying to take me. And then I thought about it for a second, and then I got mad, and I just grabbed him, underhook, turned, and he was a big dude. And I hip tossed him right over my legs and flopped him on the ground. But his backup was en route.
Oh, shit.
My fingers were on the floor. So as I dropped him with the judo, I put my fingers on the ground. And as I was pushing to get up, this dude run over and stomped with his damn work boots on my foot, or on my hand, on my fingers. Oh my God, dude. I was like, oh, damn. And then they all just kind of grabbed me, and I was like holding my hand, and they were taking me out. And then I tried to grab a wall, and I missed the wall. And then there was like a desk, and I grabbed this granite desk, and then the whole granite started coming. So I let go and just let them take me out.
Jesus.
That shit happened. All right, man, let's bring our guest in, yo. We got TJ TJ Dillashaw in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm good, man. This is my boy Mac Malley here.
Giant fan, dude.
TJ, for the life of me, I can't think of it. What is your fight name?
Man, I never really had a fight name, dude. I always just went by my name. There's always been some things thrown out there. Some guys call me Killishaw and stuff like that, but
Okay. I remember the Killishaw, but that's why I don't remember, because you didn't have one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
TJ Dillashaw. That's tight though. What's TJ
Yeah.
stand for? Terrence Jeremy?
No, I'm too white for Terrence. I'm a Tyler.
You look like a Tyler. I don't know why. I don't know. You just look at my boy named Tyler. You look like a Tyler.
I'm as white as it gets, dog. I'm Tyler Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tight though. That's tight, man. You sound like you made the light bulb. Yo, that belt looks good up there, man.
Ah, thanks, brother.
Nice
Thank you.
little
Yeah, I'm in my
setup.
office right now. It helps out when I'm on a sales call for my brand, when I'm talking to buyers and I got a belt up there. You know what I mean?
I definitely be showing it up like, oh, excuse me, man. Fix my hair. Oh, that's nice. Oh man,
Well, let's talk about those products real quick, because I heard you have a beef jerky company, and like, what products are you pushing? Yeah.
Yeah, man. So after I retired, right, I really got into supplementation towards the end of my career when I got into my 30s, and I really needed to make sure I stayed up from these young bucks trying to catch up, right? So I really got into my diet and supplementation towards the end of my career. When I retired, I wanted to build shit that I wish I would have had when I was competing. And also, I've been sponsored by countless brands to where I'd have to post about their shit, but I wouldn't actually take their product because it wasn't made very well. So I wanted to make something I could really stand behind. So I started creating like protein powders, electrolytes, energy drinks. And then, I talk about our caveman eats. These are, I guess you would call it jerky, but to be honest, it's a 20-ounce ribeye sliced like really thin and then dried and put into a bag. So it's got 95 grams of protein in a bag.
that looks really good, actually.
I love the marketing scheme though, of like having the belt there, like Mike said, because it's like, all right, let me show you my products here. We got the supplements here. We got beef. Let me just move my belt real quick. Like, bro, it's just move that out of the way. It's brilliant.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I mean, I got what you call bro science when it comes to behind all of my products, right? And what I've developed and doing it through competition at its highest form and understanding what actually works for me, right? Like, I added an organic mushroom blend to my concentrates. I added electrolytes to my whey protein isolates. I added nootropics to my energy drinks and so on, right? Like really finding the synergies of multiple products that I would use in my pantry that, overcomplicated because I'm taking all this stuff. So I wanted to simplify it and bring synergies of products together and really, build them as clean as possible. All natural ingredients, no sugar, but all natural natural sweeteners, natural flavors, natural colors, Something I can really stand behind and be proud to roll out. We rolled out into Sprouts Farmers Market, which is one of the leaders of the nutritional aspect. Whole
It's like a
Foods
better
as well.
version of Whole Foods, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's just like a more mom and pop kind of style of Whole Foods, right? A little bit smaller. And so we rolled out with them first. Before I sold anything online, I went straight to retail. Because, man, there's every professional athlete like slaps their face on something and throws it on their website and sells it. But I could be making that in my garage, right? To where if I rolled out into Sprouts, it added some validity to what I was doing. That were the real deal. We're like third-party tested. All of our ingredients are top-notch,
Amazing. What's the link for that? I'd like to probably order a stack of that for sure.
Yeah, it's Wild Society Nutrition. Yeah, it's wildsocietynutrition.com. We're sold at Sprouts Farmers Market. We're sold in GNC, Vitamin Shop, Amazon, and then our website. So we've grown fast, man. In just under a year of business, we're in over 3,000 doors now already. So kind of been on a rocket ship, to be honest, and insanely busy building this brand. I mean, you build a good product, you don't worry about pinching pennies on margins and give your customer what they really want and then market it the right way, you're going to take off. And that's what we're doing, man. We're building super clean products.
Yeah, I want to try that dehydrated steak.
Yeah.
I'll send you some. I'll get your address and I'll load you up, man.
I'll check out the website. No worries.
Appreciate it, my man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no doubt.
I don't have my sprouts, but I make beef jerky too, so I definitely want to try that. I'm gonna order me some.
And like you say, jerky, right? So that's the thing too. Is it's actually an air dried steak. So we legitimately are taking a 20 ounce. I buy it a lot bigger than that, but a 20 ounce grass fed, grass finished ribeye.
Yeah, because most people don't use ribeye because of the fat content. So I'm curious how you go about that. Yeah,
it's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
That's why I don't use it. Go to the butcher and buy a 20 ounce ribeye and tell me what you're spending, and you're getting a 20 ounce grass fed ribeye in this bag, right? So the reason why I want to use a ribeye is because it's got all the flavor, man. Like you can see like the fat content within it. That's like where all the great flavor comes from, you know. And it's not a jerky; it's like thin.
Dude, mine breaks like that too. That's interesting. I swear, mine's super thin like that. There's fat in it. You can see the little veins of fat, and it cracks. And yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta try that shit. Hell yeah.
I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. I actually saw. So like, I'm curious how involved you still are in some of the aspects of the UFC. Like, are you possibly gonna fight again someday? Are you working in camps? Like I saw that you worked with Khamzat Chimaev. So how involved were you in his camp for Dricus du Plessis? And just.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll never fight again, man. It's a total bummer. I can't even comb my hair with my left hand, right? Like, I can't raise it yet. Like, passively.
You have nerve damage?
Yeah, I got some nerve damage in there, I think. So I've had 6 surgeries on the shoulder trying to piece myself back together, and I had a massive one, my last 2, where they had to put like a cadaver bone in there. They took a piece of my lower trap out of my back. They put it in my shoulder. They took a piece of my lat. They put it in my shoulder. All to try to give me some mobility back so that I could potentially continue to fight. But unfortunately, nothing really worked. And now I'm a candidate for a shoulder replacement. I got to do a reverse shoulder replacement. They're going to cut the head of my humerus off, put the ball in my shoulder. It's wild, man.
Is that from fighting? Or was there an accident involved anytime?
It's just from years of fighting. I had my first surgery wrestling in college, and then just the wear and tear.
Of course.
Back in 2017 when I was coaching the Ultimate Fighter, I dislocated my shoulder again doing the coach's challenge. I was doing against Garbrandt. We had to play tetherball on a balance beam, like one of them gymnastics balance beams. We had to play tetherball, and we're above a pool. And I went to go fall off and catch myself, and I like dislocated my shoulder out the back. And ever since then, it's been giving me issues. Was able to like hold myself together with stem cells towards the end of my career, but it just time and time again, it just got worse and worse and worse. And now I'm kind of in the place where I'm in now. My last fight camp, I probably dislocated it a good 20 times trying to get to that fight, and I just really f***ed myself up. Just having too much willpower to get things done when my body was telling me I couldn't.
So you just coaching and coaching from the outside, no like holding pads, nothing like that?
I mean, I could hold pads. I mean, I could do it. Right now, my main focus is Wild Society Nutrition. It's like a 10, 12-hour day for me right now. It's insane. I told my wife that I couldn't wait to retire and like live a normal life, right? It's like, give her all this stress of fighting and like interviews and media and traveling the world. It's like, I can't wait. I'm gonna retire. I'll play some golf and chill. And then I started this brand, man, and I'm like 10 times busier with Wild Society than I ever was as a fighter. I'd love to go back and be Mike Perry and knocking people out for money. It's a whole lot easier than running a brand. I'll tell you that much. But coaching wise, I help out just a minimal amount. I go down to Jackson usually about 3 times a month to do the podcast, and when I go down there, I help out where I can. We got Armin Tuzukian down there, and now Chimaev. He's in fight camp, and I've introduced him to a strength conditioning coach that's going to take him to the next level with his cardio, and I highly believe he's going to get that belt back. I help out here and there, but I wouldn't say I'm coaching no one. No, I kind of give some advice and some wisdom from the things that I've learned throughout my career, but I don't really have time quite yet to be a full-time coach.
Right.
I would love to. I think I'd be good at it, but maybe once I build this brand and I don't have to wear so many hats. I'm the CEO. I'm the marketer. I'm the a logistics guy. Like right now, I'm running so lean that I'm wearing a lot of hats. I'm super busy.
I felt that. I'm giving it a shot, you know, while I'm still preparing to get back in the ring. I got the Platinum Tequila, we got the Dirty Boxing going, we got the podcast. So I feel you on that. But to run, you know, none of these really require a 10 to 12 hour day from me. I bet they would want me to do more, like fly to Mexico and get some tequila bottles and do some more promotion and all these things. But because I'm still in the market for fighting, I get to just promote and market things a little bit. So,
bro, I will say this right now: what you've done with the resurgence of your career is amazing.
Thank you.
Bare knuckle boxing was made for you, dog. Like, you know, don't distract yourself right now with all these other side gigs. It's nice that you're lining them up, but what's gonna make those even more successful later when you're done with everything is continue to do what you're doing now. Like that's the number one hat that you can wear to continue to build Mike Perry's brand to be as big as it possibly can. I mean, this podcast is a perfect outlet for that. But you whipping people's ass and being built for it is going to be the biggest and best. You know?
Hey, I appreciate that. You know, I've actually been thinking a lot about that, and I have been picking up the training and trying to think of that mindset that I always thought of when I was younger and I watched these martial arts movies and saw like Ong Bak the Thai Warrior, Ip Man, and like they were all about the martial arts philosophy of lifestyle, and like I'm picking up the health and trying to build my strength at the same time. And you know, when you were talking to me about those injuries, I was thinking about it being the wrestling that, because the boxing, you know, you can hit me and it cut me, but like the internal damage, the shit that are on your neck and stuff like that's rounds and rounds and rounds of jiu-jitsu and wrestling and trying to stop a head-on collision, because I'm a truck, and then I'm meeting up with another truck, and then we're colliding and we're stuffing takedowns and just ripping joints out of place and tearing fascia. That dismantled me as well in UFC and MMA. And then bare knuckle, I just took my shot, and no one's as tough as I am.
Dude, I mean, you said it perfectly. Like, I don't ever get injured from sparring, boxing, kickboxing, right? Like, the times I get injured is wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Strictly, those are the times you get injured, right? Like, the joint manipulations and the uncontrollable motions, like, that's when you get hurt. Yeah, I mean, there might be some underlying stuff when it comes to, you know, long-term when it comes to sparring, but to be honest, like, your face heals fast.
Yeah.
You know? It really does. And, yeah, you're saying you took your shot with bare knuckle, dude. I'm telling you, that shit was made for you, dog. It's like perfect. It's so sick.
I appreciate that. That actually makes me think. You, we saw a video. Who were you sparring? Vasyl Lomachenko back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
That was really big a few years ago. Everyone saw TJ doing the trickery of switching your feet, throwing awkward MMA angles on Vasyl. You know, what was that like? Talk to us about sparring Vasyl a little bit.
Yeah, man, that was wild, right? I've always looked up to that guy for what he does, and he's in the Matrix. The guy's in his vision, his footwork. He's like the best. I was coaching Ultimate Fighter. I just got done. I was going to be fighting Garbrandt, and I was like living in Vegas for the last 2 months, completely out of shape. Like, one of my managers hit me up. He's like, "Hey, Lomachenko would love to have you come work out with his camp. We could do some cross promotion." I'm like, "Yeah, I could do it." He's like, "He's going to spar." I'm like, "Man, it's like I haven't been doing any training. I'm hella out of shape." He's like, No, he only wants you to do 1 round. I'm like, "Oh, dope. Anyone can do 1 round. I'll do 1 round, no problem, you know?" I show up, and he's only got one other sparring partner there, so I end up having to do 4 rounds, and I got to do their 4-minute rounds with 30 seconds off. Like, threw me to the wolves, but it was like the coolest ever to see like how good he was and the separation. Like, I'm world champion at the time, or about to be again. And, you know, he's the highest level boxing IQ you could possibly have. Insane how hard it was for me to find. Even though I was throwing weird stuff and I was able to catch him, he's just a step ahead, man. Like, he really was. He knew what I was throwing before I even threw it.
Yeah.
He was being nice with me. He'd pop me and he wouldn't hit me too hard. But if we were just boxing, I mean, it would have lights out, you know?
I mean, basic fundamentals and stuff, these guys are so good at just staying at their range or knowing their distance or knowing when to strike. They hold off on entering that collision a lot and like will just walk around and use that ring time. Like, it surprised me that you said he used 4-minute rounds when he sparred instead of training the amount of time they fight, which is 3-minute rounds. And what did he do? Like 12 rounds that day, or?
Yeah, I think he did 8 to 10 rounds or something like that. And he did with 30-second breaks, and I think he was in like the pinnacle of training hard, right? If he was a couple weeks before his fight, he wouldn't be doing that many rounds and he'd be doing different times. But because he was further out, he's training harder. The same way like when I'm in training camp and I'm doing strength conditioning, I'll do like killer days because I can afford to recover. So he's training harder, training longer, but going to get a better recovery out of it. You know what I mean?
Gotta love that experience of training with a boxer like that.
Oh, dude, he's the best. And I did a lot of training with some boxers out at Indio as well too, like Jojo Diaz and Joel Diaz's gym out there. I trained with a lot of good boxers and took my fair share of lickings, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you had some incredible fights in the UFC.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. You had some phenomenal moments out there, and I don't know what your following is right now, but I know that you built something good, and it was your UFC career that led you to these products, or more your desire for nutrition and growing your health back after getting beat up in years of competing?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, right? So when I was in college wrestling, I was actually in grad school to become a physician's assistant. So I was always into the way the body works, and thought I was going to get my doctorate, right? But I got talked into fighting, thank God, from my assistant wrestling coach, Mark Munoz, at the time. He's like, man, you're a mean-ass wrestler. I think you'd be good at fighting. You should give it a shot. He was in the UFC at the time. And I already did 5 years of college, and I was going to do another 3. And I was doing summer school for chemistry. And I was like, you're right, dude. I'm out. So I dropped out of school. I moved up to Sacramento to train at Alpha Male. I was like, I'll give myself a year. If I'm any good at it, I'll stick with the sport. If not, I can always go back to school. Well, you know, obviously one thing led to the next. I got in the UFC a year later, and it took it off. But with my interest in the body, and I'm one of those athletes that gets OCD about becoming my best. If that's the way that I'm training, the way that I'm resting, the way that I'm recovering, the supplementation, like I leave no stone unturned, right? When it comes to technique, when it comes to anything. And so I really got into my diet towards the end of my career, not only like what I was eating, but also the supplements that I was taking, and became very knowledgeable. And I pretty much got my PhD in the garage of my strength conditioning coach, Sam Calavita, in which I turned in all that knowledge into the brand I have now, Wild Society. You know, so learned a bunch throughout my career, but mainly it's because of the interest of peak performance.
Now I'm interested. Like, I always need a little help with diet. Like, I had Taco Bell last night. You know what I mean? I was like craving Taco Bell. I haven't eaten that in a while, but like sometimes I like some fast food. That's probably Mayweather's fault. Mayweather's like, I be eating fast food and drinking Coke, so I like to do that sometimes. But what does a day look like? Are you eating 6 times in a day? A breakfast, a snack, a lunch, a snack, and a evening dinner? Is there dessert on the menu?
No, man. So for the last 8 years, I've been on a super strict diet. I mean, I would say the closest thing it is to it's paleo. All real foods. I don't eat any processed foods. I don't eat any fast food or anything like that.
Is that what paleo is?
Yeah, paleo is, stay away from grains. You're not eating breads. You're not eating
no carbs.
I eat carbs,
like sweet potato carbs.
Yeah, I eat carbs from fruit. I eat carbs from white potatoes, sweet potatoes, all real food, right?
Oh.
So, but what I'm on now is a super high protein diet. I eat probably about 180 to 170 grams of protein a day from my food and from my supplementation. And then other than that, I'm just eating fruits and veggies, right? I don't eat any sweets. All my sugar comes from fruit. My carbs are coming from real foods, I'll eat some white rice here and there just to quick spike of my blood sugar, but a lot of it's coming from sweet potatoes, my vegetables, my fruit. So as much real unprocessed food as you can get would be the best, man.
Now,
Especially as you're getting.
Do you do it on schedule, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or do you fast all day and then eat a huge meal at night, or do you eat you just eat throughout the day because you're just eating protein, you feel like you want a snack, you eat a fruit or a veggie or some meat?
Yeah, I'm not on like a typical, fasting is great. You can do it in and out. I wouldn't say do it all the time. I'll accidentally fast sometimes because I just get so busy in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm eating all throughout the day. I try not to eat like an hour and a half before I go to bed. Just because, that's just sitting in your stomach and not doing nothing for your digestive tract when you're sleeping. But other than that, all throughout the day. And yeah, because I'm eating so much protein, you don't get as hungry, man. Like, you'd be surprised like how much food it is when you're eating like real food compared to like a bunch of processed.
Right.
The calories add up quick. But if you're eating like a ribeye steak for lunch, I eat a 16-ounce ribeye. That's what that's like 80 grams of protein. Or like for breakfast, for instance, this morning for breakfast, I ate 6 eggs. I ate like these 2 like chicken patties, which would be like, so it's like 90 grams of protein for breakfast, right? It's a lot. But I'm trying to, I don't have to make weight ever again. Right. I'm trying to stay big, right? I'm trying to be big. I'm walking around 180 pounds right now, which feels good.
Are you cooking that meal, that food?
A lot of times, my wife makes dinner every night. But like sometimes I'm working down here. She'll do a little bit here and there. But yeah, I make it for the most part.
6 eggs for breakfast, bro?
Hell yeah. I got my own chickens and shit. I go all in, man.
Damn, yeah. I get like 1 or 2 eggs in, like... Damn, I'm slacking. Yeah. I got to get on the bodybuilders.
Hell yeah, dude. But if you just ate like the protein, right? If you're like really focused on protein, obviously you need the potassium, magnesium to make the muscles work that you're putting on there. That's why we added like all that isolates. But because if you're going to stack on that much more muscle, like protein's going to help with protein synthesis, which protein synthesis in turn is going to help with your skeletal muscle mass, right? And if you worry about protein first, you're going to shed fat too. Like your body composition is completely going to change. If you're eating that much protein, you don't have much room for all the that your body doesn't need. And then if you're putting on more muscle mass on your frame, your metabolism has to keep up to supply the oxygen to the muscles, and in turn you lose fat. That's why I've been able to bulk and keep an 8-pack,
That was extremely valuable information for me. That's why I kind of dove in there. I'm always curious about diets, man. I used to do them hard back in the day. And I've had times when I was so ripped or shredded or I was trying to bulk and put size, weight, and muscle on at the same time. And I've just struggled in my life to really figure it out. But I appreciate that information.
Yeah, man, just go whole food and do a ton of protein. All the rest, like, I don't count calories. I don't count all my macros. I pretty much just count my protein, and then I make sure I'm eating a well-rounded balance of the proteins as well as the things that come along with it. Like, I get a lot of my protein from my Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, fish, tons of red meat, chicken, and then the veggies and some of the simple carbs that come along with it. And you'll get jacked, bro. Like, you already got good genetics. You're able to eat Taco Bell and stay jacked. Think if you actually, like, ate well,
Right, for real. I need to do it. It ain't cheap, though. It ain't cheap to eat healthy.
The thing I'm trying to say, it's like probably not super cheap. Like, eggs have gotten more expensive. Like, pretty much anything with protein in it has gotten more expensive, right? Like, this whole protein, like, protein's super popular right now. It's huge for longevity. That's why our products are doing so well. That's why these Caveman Eats Crush, like, there's 95 grams of protein in this bag, right? Like, it's expensive though, right? But for me, it's eggs. Eggs are super easy in the morning, man. Like, you can hard boil them, you can scramble them real quick. Like, when I'm traveling, I'll buy those hard boiled eggs. I'll take my Caveman Eats, and I got steak and eggs for breakfast, even though I'm on the road, right? Like, chicken and rice. Oh, everyone always knows that's super easy. I love cooking up red meat, just throwing it on the grill, and even if I don't have time to make anything with it, like ribeye is the most expensive, but you can throw a flank steak on there, right? Just eat a ton of red meat. It's got great creatine, which is going to help with your brain as well as like all the muscle mass you want to put on and burning fat. I mean, dude, another one's just super easy to get high protein is I'll buy Greek yogurt. I'll throw a scoop or two of my like vanilla protein in it, mix that up, and you don't have to sweeten it with sugar. And you can add like berries to it. Then you're getting like 90 grams of protein with a little bit of yogurt parfait. And that's actually very affordable and will work really well. Like our vanilla concentrate, you know, some good Greek yogurt, and then you can throw like, you know, some crunch in there, some fruit and stuff to top it off. But that would be an easy clutch like hack, you know. You want to get some greens in there for some fiber. You want to make sure you're getting some good fiber in there, some fruit. I love dried mango. I crush dried mango throughout the day just to get some good fiber and stuff in there, you know. And I need the carbs. I'm working out hard trying to put on muscle, so it's good for me to get those quick, easy carbs. Like if I'm gonna work out, yeah, I drink my caffeine, right? But I'm also gonna eat some like fruit before I go work out, so it'll spike my insulin. Because if I'm spiking my insulin, not only am I giving myself more energy, but I'm also improving my protein synthesis to help myself put on more muscle. For the most part, most pre-workouts have so much in them, man. Like none of them are that great for you, you know? Yeah, exactly. That's why. Well, most of them have synthetic caffeine in there too. So again, I told you guys, like everything I've created, I want to be proud that I'm standing behind it. Like our energy drinks are made with an organic green tea. So it's a natural caffeine. So you're not going to get this spike of like Red Bulls and all other stuff, and Monsters are using synthetic caffeine. So even though it says 150 milligrams of caffeine, it's actually more like 400 or 500 because it's synthetic and it spikes your adrenal glands. And then that's why you crash after, right? So we made it with organic green tea and added nootropics to kind of give you that same feeling.
So fire. So fire. I got to get on my...
Everyone always thinks you're going to lose fat by going in like a calorie deficit, which you will, but I wouldn't say it's like the healthiest, best way to do it. Like if you really want to lose fat, increase your protein content and lift some weights. Like going out there and hitting cardio is actually just like you're building up too much cortisol and you're breaking your body down. Like people are getting these calorie deficits and then they're running. It's like you're just like kind of breaking your hormones down to where if you actually eat a ton of meat, make some protein shakes and go lift some heavier weight, you're actually going to start shedding fat a lot faster than you were if you're out there running in a calorie deficit.
Damn, bro, you're really smart, man. You breaking it down. No, for
Thanks,
real.
bro. Appreciate it,
I'm
man.
learning some good stuff over here. Speaking about, you know, explosiveness and you know, fighting styles, things like that, we can break it back to the fighting. You know, talk about the bantamweight division.
Yeah.
Marab Davalishvili, the champ. You know, let's talk about the three maybe top bantamweights. I'm going to say Marab, Sugar Sean, and Corey Sandhagen. You know, between those three guys, Corey might end up fighting Marab soon. So what are your thoughts? Yeah, he is going to.
Yeah, I think he's fighting him next. Marab's a problem, bro. He's a problem because, like, he's a genetic freak. Like, that guy don't get tired, right? Like, he really doesn't. He seems like he's strong. I've obviously never grappled with him, but just watching the way that he fights, I think he's very strong. He's pretty durable, and he's got great cardio. Something that he does very well is he never puts himself in danger. He's never in that middle ground, right? He's always all the way out and using his footwork popping, or he's all the way in smothering you, making you work to get him off you, right? So that's a problem. I do think there's some guys out there that can give him issues, but I think that Umar fight was the one that was going to, but Umar just couldn't calculate how great his cardio needed to be for that fight to hold on to that pace. I think Umar's the best chance of beating Marab. I would love if Sandhagen could get it done. That guy's a ninja. His striking is insane. I've trained with him now ever since 2015 when I moved out to Colorado. Before anyone knew who he was, I started training with him out of Team Elevation. And I was like, man, who the f is this cat? He's good. He's like, oh, he's some guy that's got a few amateur fights. And I was like, what? It's like, this motherfucker needs to be in the UFC. Like, he's amazing. He didn't believe in himself back then. He was a little bit of a head case, like, didn't know what he wanted to do and be in there. But he has now since then figured it out, and the guy's a killer. I fought him. It was my toughest fight to date. The guy's amazing. I would love to see him get the win because he's a great human being. His skills are insane. I think he'd be a great champion. I do think, unfortunately, though, that Merab's got the exact skills that are his kryptonite.
His
So we'll see how
ground
that-
game.
And just his pace and his wrestling, right? Not even so much like his trickery jiu-jitsu. It's more so just the pace of wrestling.
Okay.
Like that sucks, you know? Where's, wow, tiring.
I mean, we saw him and Umar kind of wrestle it out and scramble a lot. There was a lot of different positions going on, and Merab likes to end up on your back sometimes and just kind of lay his weight there or just hold you and do a little bit of stalling, and then like you said, if it's going to turn around on him, he's going to get out of there and then go right back to the footwork, but Sandhagen's super tall, but we saw Sandhagen against Umar it doesn't matter that it was in Saudi over there, so that I'm sure he's training really hard. He seems in different spirits nowadays. He's been making a lot of like Eminem jokes. Really funny.
Yeah, okay, so if I'm Sandhagen, right? So Sandhagen definitely needs to stay away from standing in front of him. He's got to use his angles. He needs to be outside of Umar's shoulders, right? So think about it like, this is a track, right? If his shoulders are lined up right here, this is my track. I need to be outside these tracks, right? That train's going to go straight and back. I need to be outside the tracks so that he can line up his strikes better without being threatened of getting taken down. Because that Merab's going to threaten. But as long as he can stay outside the shoulders, he's got a lot better chance of not getting taken down and staying off the cage. And then at the same time, when Merab gets dangerous and gets desperate and starts to rush in more, then that's when those jumping knees down the middle could pay dividends for Sandhagen.
Wow.
Yeah, that snap kick that he has. Corey's real good with his hands. He can stay outside and slap hooks and get outside, slap and bring him down the middle. He's got to stay long. He's got to stay active to keep him off his own rhythm. Because Merab wants to get you into his rhythm. So using your own feints, staying outside his shoulders is what he has to do, right? And if he gets taken down on the ground, not trying to play that 50-50 and try to do submissions, he's got to get right back to his feet, even though that's going to make you tired. He's just going to win down there if he holds you down,
He might be a diet genius as well.
I don't think so. I think it's genetic, man. So I really do think if we went back and did some testing on him, I think his body's gonna maybe produce less. So here's some science for you guys that I really got into towards the end of my career. Okay, so everyone's got a crossover point of when you start burning carbs. Okay, and when you start burning carbs, you start producing lactic acid. So when I first met my coach Sam Calavita, my crossover point was a heart rate of 141. Anytime my heart rate got above 141, I started burning carbs for energy. Everything before that, I was burning fat. And even at rest, I was still burning too many carbs because I wasn't eating the right foods, I wasn't recovering the right way, and I was just living the normal American lifestyle of grind. Well, after I met Sam and I switched my diet up, I started training lactic threshold and doing the right kind of exercises to increase my heart rate. My new heart rate went to about 158. So from 141 to 158 is when I started burning carbs for energy. Again, you start burning carbs for energy, you start producing lactic acid. Lactic acid is what makes you tired. Makes it so you're hard to lift up your arms. Well, then after you increase that base, right? So everything's a pyramid. I increased my base from the way that I was training, the way I was eating. Now I trained my body and my mind specifically to learn how to be in that lactic threshold. Everyone's got one. Everyone's a little bit different genetically, right? So I'd be in the red zone when my heart rate got to 170 to 185. That's like my lactic threshold. And when you're getting there, you're revving the engine to where eventually you're going to burn out. Mm. Well, I had to train that to not only make that zone larger, but also to train my mind to be able to stay in that zone and be able to deal with lactic threshold and not get tired. So you can train it, but also there's a lot of people, which I think Merab is this way, are genetically made to where they're going to either burn carbs for energy later for the energy system, or they have a lactic threshold that's through the roof. And I think his mind, he's very mentally strong. He's been able to deal with being in that lactic threshold and not letting it break him. Everyone's made up a little bit different. Like Chad Mendez, he was my training partner forever, right? Just a tank of a human being. Yeah, the strongest man I've ever grappled or done anything with. But genetically, he's made up with so much fast twitch muscle that it would take him a year to train the right way to be more of a cardio athlete. But, God gave him the gifts that he has, but in turn, he gasses out, right? So he needs to find a way to start training that lower cardio base before he starts stacking on the higher. So it's a science, man. It's all science behind it all. I talked about this in a podcast, asking about DDP and Chimaev. I was like, look, Chimaev's the better striker in my opinion, technically. He's by far the better grappler and has more strength and better jiu-jitsu. Like, DDP is nonstop pressure. He's awkward, and that awkwardness gets it done. I'd say the reason why Chimaev won't win is because of his cardio. I said that before, right? And then I met him, and I introduced him. So this guy, Sam Calavita, that I'm talking about, he owns Training Lab. He's the one that gave me my bro science PhD and everything I'm talking about now, and I did it in his garage. So I learned everything you could possibly learn about peak performance and how to get your body there. Well, I introduced Armin to Sam Calavita, which has been working with him, and you've seen the way he's been looking lately. But now I've also introduced Chimaev to him. So Sam Calavita's got like some killers in his garage. He does all of his strength conditioning in his garage, which is amazing. It's like Rocky style training. So Chimaev's doing it right now. I highly suspect he's going to have an amazing, get a gas tank for this next fight. And I think he's going to get the win because of it. Not only does Sam train you the right way to be this freak of cardio, but he also is going to help him make weight very easy. Sam's algorithms on the water displacement that he's got is next level. He'd always have me show up to fight week. I fight 135s. He'd have me show up to fight week. So it's 5 days before, or 7 days before on Sunday. As long as I weigh 150 and I'm hydrated, I know I've made weight. Now it's just about water displacement and doing it the right way. And he's going to do the same thing for Chimaev. So he's going to make the weight better, which in turn is going to make his cardio better. And he's going to train the right way with all the stuff that I know now. Everything that I know is because of Sam Calavita. And that's what Chimaev's doing right now.
Damn, Armin's like a billionaire, so Sam Calvita don't sound cheap, but I need somebody to help me get over 200 and be. I gotta get there.
If you want to do it, man, he'll put you on the tonnage phase.
But what's better, right? Because like Hamzat's like kind of tall and super slim, but now he's fighting at 185, and Dricus is just a wall, a monster.
Yeah,
he's huge. Yeah. So like. Yeah. I don't know if it's too much information, but did Hamzat go up in size and weight? Is he on a new meal plan? Is he eating more often? Do you eat carbs when you want to go up in weight, or are you just eating more protein?
Well, you're eating carbs for sure. You have to. It's just the carbs that you are eating. Right? I'm not going out there and eating a bunch of bread and oatmeal and pastas. Like, I'm eating like carbs that are going to be easily broken down. Okay. But he was naturally needed to be that weight anyways. Him at 70s just doesn't make sense, or whatever it is. He's at a better weight class now for himself, naturally. And then Sam's going to flip his nutrition upside down and make sure he's got the right foods for dude, that's another thing that Sam does too. Like, I'm giving away a bunch of stuff that he does, but it's impossible to recreate. Is he's going to run like hair analysis on you. He's going to run your blood work on you. He's going to run saliva on you. So he's going to know like what foods, like genetically we're all made up differently. Like, I shouldn't eat the same as Mike Perry. Like, Mike Perry gets jacked off of Taco Bell. I'd be, you know what I mean? Like, there's just different. I'm joking around.
No, but I need someone.
Everyone should eat different kinds of foods. Like, for instance, like foods that you think that are good, like avocado, for whatever reason, creates inflammation in my wife's body. We found that out from doing a genetic test and food sensitivity tests. Like, there's certain things that you should and should not, even though the general population should eat them, maybe they don't work well for the way that you're made up for the time being. So Sam does a very good job of getting your body back to homeostasis, to where it's working the way it's supposed to work. If that's, like, I did a hair analysis, I found out I had ungodly levels of arsenic, which is a heavy metal in my body. So I had to juice the right kind of things to get and take the right kind of supplements to get arsenic out of my body. Yeah, the green juice. The green juice.
Yeah. Man, Poirier was saying he wants to get on that when he gets out of fighting after his last fight, man.
He just wants to feel good, man. All he probably needs to do is take a little bit of TRT, and he'll be like,
Poirier, go hit up Calvidras or
Calavita, yeah.
Calavita, yeah, dude. I gotta find so Calavita's doing 10 to 20 different jobs. What do you call someone in that line of work that knows all that information? I gotta look up one in my area.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you right now, you won't find another Sam Calavita. Like, he can't be recreated. He does do a lot of, like, he's worked with countless Olympic gold medalists for the wrestling team. Okay. David Taylor was like one of his first that he really got behind. So he does do some satellite training. It won't be as hard as his in-person training, but he can do all the tests on you. He can flip your nutrition upside down, your supplementation, like all the supplements that he makes as well too are from his own lab. So everything's like he does a very good high depth into, what brands are good, who's making the right kind of shit, who's doing third party testing, and who's ethically making these products. Because to be honest, the supplement industry is so easy to fake. Like you go into GNC, which my product is at GNC. You go into GNC and you think about like all these health and wellness brands. You think they'd have your best interests at heart, but they don't give a. They're putting sucralose in their products to sweeten it, which sucralose is going to mess up your gut microbiome and lower your testosterone and mess up all your hormones. They're adding artificial flavors and sweeteners because it's cheaper, right? But in turn, you think you're drinking something that's good for you when in turn you're not. So
I think you'd be a great coach, TJ.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I mean, I definitely would. Right now, I don't got the time for it. I'm doing strength and conditioning for the high school wrestling team, which is cool, here where I live. So I'm gonna help the team out and do some strength and conditioning with them, which takes up my time. But I'd prefer to give back to these high school kids that don't have money. Like, I'm doing it for free. Like, they ain't paying me,
That's sick, man. That's so awesome because, you know your stuff, and I mean that's more than half the battle. That's 90% of it. And you could literally teach people from the outside looking in. Damn, that's sick, man. I'm definitely, like I said, I mean, you could see that just talking about diet and what to do kind of inspired me a lot. And like I've been thinking about that lifestyle that I want to see the best version of myself at this age. So I'm heading into that. I'm 33. I'll be 34 soon.
Money, dude. Yeah, you're still there, man. Like,
I think it's a good time for me. Yeah,
it's a great time. And if you start dialing in like a lifestyle now, like, look, you don't have to stick to it crazy like I do, but as long as you start building that lifestyle now, like the longevity of your career is going to be so much better. And then when you are done, like, so much more is going to be better about yourself, your brain, like everything, man. Like there's so many things that you could do to change up, like not only just your diet, but like your recovery that you're doing, like getting into hyperbaric chamber and sleep schedules and red light therapy. And
now I heard I do ice baths all the time at home, but I've been seeing all this stuff about ice baths are 60% bad for muscle growth.
I mean, so here's perfect for you. So if you're gonna train hard, like super, super hard, don't be doing your ice bath after your training, right? Because so when I go out and I crush the weights next door and I'm doing like bodybuilding workout, whatever it may be, or even if you're trying to push your pace, I'm creating inflammation in my body. But that is good inflammation for the time being, because that inflammation that creates, it triggers a response in my body to start building more muscle or to start adapting to that stress. Right? So if I go and jump in an ice bath right after my workout, I'm getting rid of the inflammation that my body needs. But use that ice bath on your days off. Like, say you take 2 days off a week, do your ice baths on those days, right? Do your hyperbaric chambers on those days to where you're going to flush out the inflammation for the time being.
Free game, bro. That makes so much sense.
Yeah. I mean, dude, ice baths are great. You should definitely be doing ice baths, but do them at the right time,
We got to see, all the fans got to see me come out of this episode, and just, you're going to see a transformation. Platinum Perry about to get jacked, bro.
Well, Damien, talk to TJ Dillashaw, start testing that.
They do drug to me, so it's all good. I'm
sure.
big on chicken and food or whatever, and
Yeah.
but there's lots of little articulated things that you're talking about. You obviously know what you're talking about. That's why you looked like you were on the, because you doing all these little things really built up for you.
Yeah, I'll promise you that no one works harder than me, man. There's no way. Like what I was doing when I was competing, it's like like I said, I leave no stone unturned, working my ass off. Anyone that's ever trained with me in my training camp will agree to that. That I'm going to go above and beyond in anything I'm going to do. The same way with me running this brand right now. Like I will be successful. I will sell this thing for, because that's what I'm going to do. Like once I put my mind to something, man, I don't stop. And you're gonna have these bad times, right? No matter what, even growing a brand, any goal you chase, life's gonna throw, and it's never gonna me, man. Like ever.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
So awesome.
Yeah,
Speaking of building brands and selling for a lot of money, I want to talk to you about Dirty Boxing. Dirty Boxing Championships. I don't know if you've seen any of it. We announced our next card. Our next card is August 29th in Miami again. Would love going down there to Miami and just having some fights and then a party. But I think we have a clip we want to show you and our fans. But check out this Dirty Boxing. We had some great fights at DBX2.
Oh, it's great, dude.
Thank you.
I love that, man. So I've seen it. I've seen some Yoel Romero highlights as well too, because he fought for you, right?
Yes, he did twice.
Yep.
And so there are 4-ounce gloves, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it 3 minutes and 3 minutes on, 1 minute off?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Three
Awesome.
threes. And the rule set is, it's boxing with spinning back fists, Superman punches, elbows, and ground and pound to knock down opponents.
Oh, 6. So you can ground and pound. So how is it like you only get a certain amount of time to ground and pound?
Until like your pressure stops.
Okay.
Like if you're
It's
pursuing a
standing
finish,
ground and pound. So you cannot go to mount. You can't do anything like that. You have to, you can maybe swivel past, try to hit. You got to be landing significant shots. If there's any delay, the ref will separate.
Did you make up these rules?
Yes.
Sick.
Me and my other guys.
How sick is that? You get to make up your own rules, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It's very like how I fought in the UFC.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to train wrestling. I don't want to train jujitsu. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to throw a kick. That makes me tired. Let's just throw some bombs, you know?
Yeah, the kicks just stall the action, man. It's really fast paced and it's really all action. Like, I think our last one, I don't know if it was our last one, but we had like 6 or 8 out of the 10.
It's 60. We have a 70%
Yeah, it's like a
finish rate.
70% finish rate after 3 shows.
Yeah.
Still 70% finish rate.
So you've had 3 shows?
Yes, one was a pilot show. It was private. And then we had DBX1 and DBX2 this year. And DBX3 is coming August 29th. Y'all go get your tickets. Link is in my Instagram bio because I got my own ticket link this time. We got to track that. So it's going to be a good show. And then Miami's always fun, man. You book your boat. You go to the beach. Go to the clubs, lots of fine dining. See, you probably don't. I'm always like going to get some Wagyu and some greasy ass sashimi or like some other Like I'm always eating.
Oh, you're good on sashimi, man. Sashimi all day long.
Yeah, all the sauces though, they get so many sauces and stuff, and I'll be pouring all the salt on there.
on there.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely.
That's awesome. It's August 29th.
Yep. I believe we are gonna be free on YouTube again. So, we would like for everybody. It's a small show. It's kind of intimate. There's like 11 to 1,200 people. So we've sold out every time, and this one's gonna be the best one yet because we have some new lighting and setups and systems for how the lights are gonna come up and down and try to make it more like it's gonna be a sick show. I already know it is.
And that's worth every dollar to go to a fight like that, right? When you can get that smaller, intimate feeling, like going to the UFC is cool, right? You get to feel the energy, whatever. But when you get a small, intimate, like 1,000 to 1,200 people, like pay for that. Like you won't be able to like that is an amazing feeling. Especially I can imagine like the energy and hype you're gonna build up on this thing, but that's worth every dollar if you can go to a fight that's like that.
It's definitely cheaper too. I mean, we sell these awesome booths with it's like club sections. You get a table, you get some alcohol. Might be like $5,500. I bought 2 seats at the UFC Miami show. It was 10 grand, dude, and I was still behind all the fighters who got free seats. They had free seats.
Yeah. And you got some big names coming to your fights too, dude. That's sick.
Yeah, we have had a lot of.
And TJ Dillashaw has the seat if he ever wants to show up. If he's ever in Florida.
I've never been to Miami. I've always wanted to visit Miami. I've never been.
Ooh. Yeah, bring the fam out, man. Enjoy some beach time. You just let us know, and we'd love to have you come out and enjoy the show.
Appreciate it. When is your next fight?
October 11th, we just announced. I don't know who I'm fighting. They had me face off with this poor guy that I knocked out so bad twice. I knocked him out unconscious in front of all his family and friends twice. Once as amateurs and then once as pros. He was as a pro, he was 5-0 and I was 6-0, and then we fought for our second time, and I sure did knock him out again. Vicious ground and pound. I think he was out for like 10 minutes, man. And I have a picture of it. I'll have to send it to my podcast so they put it on here. But, so they had me face off with him because he's the #1 pound-for-pound bare-knuckle fighter. He's the champion at 175. I liked fighting at 185. The 185-pound champion wants to fight me too, but neither of these guys, none of them are moving the needle for the company.
I thought you were the champion. That's all I knew.
See, I'm the champion of the whole thing.
That's what I thought, dog. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bare knuckle boxing was made for you. It's like
the king of violence, baby. And Jake Paul don't get this belt because he didn't fight me bare knuckle. He put the pillows on and it f***ed up my whole game. So bare knuckle is where it's at because I'm just so... Look at that shit. I'm so much harder like that, bro. I got to eat some of them dehydrated ribeyes and shit.
Let's go.
Eat the muscle.
Be a caveman.
Yeah, dude.
You need them caveman eats, dog.
Get the caveman eats, dog. My veins would be out more if I had the caveman eats. So I don't know who I'm fighting yet, man. It's actually Connor said, and he was told what I was told, which is it's this legend, this UFC incredible guy, but I've been told a million times it was 100%, and then I was recently told it was 90%, and then so I don't care who it is. October 11th is my date. They haven't announced the location yet. I know it, but I can't give it away. Or what are they going to do? They're going to change it. The fight game's so weird like that. If you told things that the UFC gave you, they would tell you what you're doing, but they would say, you can't let it out yet. Did they do that to you?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're just sitting on that information, and then if you ever said anything, it changed.
Yeah, everyone's asking you about it and shit too, and you can't say nothing. It's like, if you're gonna tell me, just tell everyone.
Right, dude. Why do they do that? It's so annoying.
It reminds me of Joe Soto when you fought Joe Soto. Like, how long did you have to bottle up that you weren't fighting Barao?
Oh no, that one 24 hours.
Really? Oh, that one was super. I was at that fight. Yeah.
So yeah, I was supposed to. I beat Barao to get my belt. This is the wildest story, bro, and like it's just so crazy. So I beat Barao. They want me to. I was on my honeymoon, got married like 3 weeks later. Like, hey, I want you to rematch Barao 8 weeks in Sacramento, my hometown. I'm like, all right, let's run it, right? The day of weigh-ins, the morning of weigh-ins, I wake up, I'm cutting my last final couple pounds. I'm in my plastics. Get a call from my manager. It's like, hey man, I got Lorenzo Fertitta on the phone. He needs to talk to you. I'm like, all right. He's like, champ, Barao can't make weight. He fell, hit his head, got to the hospital. He ain't gonna fight. We need you to fight. We need you to fight Joe Soto. I'm about to weigh in. It's an hour from weigh-ins. We need you to fight Joe Soto. I'm like, what? It's like my first title defense, right? Like, I got everything on the line. This guy, Joe Soto, I know Joe Soto. So I actually trained with him during this fight camp. He came up to Alpha Male 8 weeks before we fought, and I was training with him because he was on the card fighting someone else. And we both wrestled in California, so we knew each other for a long time. And the guy's tough. He's a Bellator champion, came to the UFC, and I was training with him. He's super tough. No one knows who he is. Like, hey, we want you to lay everything on the line against Joe Soto. I'm like, champ, we'll take care of you, I promise. Like, all right, man. So 24 hours notice, I switched up my opponent to defend my belt for the first time. It was wild, man. I've never been more nervous in my life.
Well, and you seem like you have a game plan for exactly who you're fighting, what you're doing. You're very cerebral about everything. And then, 24 hours. Yeah, like, damn.
And then listen to this. After I make weight and everything's done from me, it should be done. You don't see the UFC till you show up the next day, right? After you make weight. Well, I make weight, I get to go rehydrate, I eat, and then the UFC comes over to my house to film until 1 o'clock in the morning. They're filming pretty much like, you know how you walk out and it's like me on the screen talking about my opponent?
The promo.
They had to refilm all the promos that I'm talking about Joe Soto and not hitting Barao. And I stayed up till like 1 o'clock in the morning in my garage filming that before I fought the next day, bro. Shit was
all that.
Yeah.
All that.
Wow.
They do that though, where that's what makes these people stars nowadays, is that they start throwing the shit at them, and only a couple get through it and really make it to the top, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the UFC is the best in the world at building stars. They really are, man. That's what they're known for. Like, I went straight to the UFC. Like, I only had 4 fights and then got into the UFC, so I didn't really know many other promotions. And then I remember I coached my buddy at Bellator once and thinking like, oh, Bellator's a big deal, you know? Like, I went to a fight and it seemed like this fight was at the fairgrounds. It was crazy, right? So the UFC, not only the promotion's so big, but it's like they do such a good job with their promotions and building stars. You know what I mean? Like, they got to show like who Mike Perry was in his color. That's why people loved you, because you were like so colorful and talk. You didn't give a shit. It's like, they're so good at doing that. You know?
And UFC is a brand in itself, where it's recognizable right there. So anything partnered with that, they take off. But that leads me into, do you have a few more minutes, TJ?
Yeah, I'm good, man. This is actually the last thing of the day for the most part.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Like, so how into, how much do you watch the fights now? Are you locked in? You know, like all the people